98.5 The Sports Hub. I already see people in there. Stan, Dustin, John, David, Ryan, Brian. You're all in there already as we'll start it off tonight with Patriots and Jaguars in London. And I have a pick now. I am on a side for this weekend. I'm going to make a case for both teams today. Re-rack a bunch of stuff from the week. There's more storylines out there. I'm still hot about the Drake Maye injury. Not sure if we got any closure on that today from Drake Maye. But I have a pick for this weekend. I have a side, and I'll give that out. We got Joe Me the Money tonight. 9:35, in or out, 8:50. And in or out, 7:50. Musings, 8:50 tonight. There's a couple of college football games. I have bets on those tonight. And a big weekend. College football, NFL. This is the place to be here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. So, the Drake Maye injury. The Patriots quarterback addressed his hurt knee before the London game. Plans to play on Sunday against the Jaguars, but declined to provide any details about his new knee injury during a Friday press conference. Injuries are something that you don't really try to share with the media, Maye said. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Maye added he feels good, despite being listed as a full participant on the practice report this week. He did not share whether he hurt the knee during last weekend's loss to the Texans or sometime this week. Maye did not wear a knee brace in either practice Wednesday or Thursday, and he has not shown any signs of discomfort. Gerard Mayo said he looks good. He's been out there at practice and taking the majority of the reps. Neither Mayo or Maye disclosed whether the quarterback underwent an MRI this week. Just going to say that one more time. Mayo nor Maye disclosed whether the quarterback underwent an MRI this week. I think if we see any shades of Maye this week, limping, being hampered by anything at all, I will bring this up first thing on postgame. You can hear me. We have a 9:30 kickoff, a 6:30 pregame. I'll be on postgame with you immediately after the game at 1 o'clock with Leroy. So they had their walkthrough today, the Patriots. They've listed essentially Vidarian Lowe as the only player that's out, and it looks like Ramondre Stevenson is going to try to play. So that's a plus for the Patriots because they need a little bit more on the ground. But there's a couple of things said today that I just wanted to hit on. Gerard Mayo has talked about hitting the reset button and looking forward to building something special. His quote, "We're looking forward to building the next dynasty." And it starts obviously through the draft and developing, but also through free agency. We look to get back to the top here pretty soon. Now, he said that earlier in the year, and I look at them as a 1-5 team. How do you feel about this year's draft? Do you think they've really made any upgrades in free agency? Because to me, it sounds like there's a lot of pointing at someone who may have built the team from last year and some of the draft picks that they're dealing with. Not to mention they re-signed a bunch of those guys, but I'll get into that in just a little bit. But the offensive line this week. Yesterday, I talked about how do you protect Drake Maye. I'm worried about the knee injury, people. I am. Everyone else, they're not. This is the offensive line. Jacobs at left tackle, Michael Jordan at left guard, Brown at center, Robinson at right guard, and Owenu at right tackle. Layden Robinson's back. That should help your running game. And at right tackle, at least Mike Owenu allowed 0 sacks and had 1 hit at tackle. But I think the matchup this week is Owenu versus Josh Allen. The other Josh Allen, the Josh Hines Allen. And that's the number one matchup. The other is this, the Patriots defense. There's a lot on the line for the Patriots defense this week. I should remind you that the Jaguars have been giving up 29 points per game this year. Last night, what did you see from Spencer Rattler in his second start as a rookie? Wasn't good, right? What do you expect from Drake Maye? This week, Gerard Mayo said Drake Maye not a repeat offender when it comes to errors. Do you see progression from Drake Maye this week? That's the number one thing I'm looking for. I saw it in the game last week. And I keep bringing up that Pop Douglas missed him on the right side. They went to it on the left on the slant. Bing, bang, boom, hits him in his hands, touchdown. Is there something there now between Drake Maye and Pop Douglas or Kayshon Boutte? I think this is an absolute winnable game for the Patriots this week, but I have my doubts. Number one, Drake Maye. Is there something with the knee? Number two, can the defense not give up over 21 points in this game? And the mistakes. You talk about errors, mistakes, penalties, repeat errors. They wanted to make changes this week to get certain guys in the lineup who aren't freelancing. Is it going to look better than it's been? This is certainly a week to do it. The Patriots have been the get-right team for every opponent they played. It's certainly a get-right situation for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's why I have my doubts on the Patriots this week. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Again, we'll go over the injury report. I do have some critiques for Drake Maye from last week's game. I know a lot of people are excited. I am too. 3 touchdowns last week. How does he look in week 2? I think there's some improvement that we could see. So we'll go over that in just a little bit. Also, I do want to get into one player the Patriots should try to stop this week. And there's a big matchup as well, offensively and defensively for the Patriots. And Mike Lombardi, he's got more comments. And the Celtics begin their season on Tuesday. Banner 19 or bust. We'll get into that all in the first hour tonight. I'm Joe Murray. We got Skaz here as well. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, Drake Maye, he's really physically gifted. You can see the size. You can see how easily he throws the ball. These are all things we saw at North Carolina, Ross. I think that there are two things in watching that tape that we have to monitor going forward. And obviously he's going to play. His ball placement needs to become more consistently precise. He missed too many routine throws with poor ball placement. And that's going to have to be cleaned up because you can't miss those throws in the NFL. Again, the second point I'm going to make is something that I totally expect. I made the point about Rattler. We need to see Maye develop a little more patience in the pocket. But, when you're talking about a first NFL start, it's really hard to make definitive evaluations of players. I would say, if I'm being honest, I would say that Rattler's performance was a little more efficient than Maye's performance, but Maye also made some really impressive throws. The touchdown he threw to Booty was a great vertical throw. I mean, Maye that was a big time NFL throw. So the ability is there. He's got excellent vision on the move. He can make off schedule plays. So Maye has all the traits, but he's going to have to become more consistently precise with his ball location.
All right, back here at 98.5, the Sports Hub. That was a Cosell. Which one was that one? George?
I believe that was Greg.
Greg, George, whatever. Someone gives an analysis on Drake Maye. I like to hear it every once in a while. Don't we all? Back here at 98.5, the Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. I don't know what I just did with all my tabs here. Here I am. I'm back. How do you stop the Jaguars this week? And that was Cosell talking about Drake Maye and some of the things. I'll say this off the bat regarding Drake Maye, in my opinion. This is just like if I was giving you an analysis on his play. When it came to Drake Maye, I didn't see any true mental errors. Everything he did was physical. When he did make mistakes, he took ownership and then made up for it. He took a big hit, fell on his shoulder, and the next play hit Gibson for a first down. Now, it wasn't the greatest throw, but you know what? He got it off. And the fact that he took that big hit and responded, I like that. But he didn't have mental errors, at least in my opinion. Everything was physical. He did have overthrows, though he did have trouble at times setting his feet. Clearly, you see all the talent. But he needs to find a way to make throws a little bit more simple for him. And, it's the whole mindset of work smarter, not harder type thing. He sailed on a few balls, no doubt about it. Some of them weren't. The one to Booty was an absolute beautiful throw. Like, that's the kind of throw where you say that guy has that type of potential. I did think there was some footwork issues. Clearly, he did make some overthrows. He missed some people as well. But I think those are throws that most guys make on a consistent basis. I also think he might have missed some of these throws because rookie jitters, right? The weather did have a little bit of an impact early on. Maybe it was still wet out there or whatever. It was his first game. I just want to see improvement. That's all I'm looking for with Maye. I think right now, and I was trying to make comparisons. I was actually talking to Dan Lifshatz. We did our weekly podcast. If you guys want to go check them out, we did our NFL podcast. We also did our college football. We discussed every game in both sports. But he was trying to make a comparison for Drake Maye. My comparison was, and again, when I say Kyler Murray, don't look at it as the type of player. Kyler Murray is this speed player, right, that can find spots and get to it. Get to spots and make good throws. What I mean by the comparison is Kyler Murray's good for 3 or 4 really explosive plays a game. That's what Drake Maye is right now. Like, Drake Maye might have a few easy throws, a few darts over the middle, but he's going to give you 3 exciting plays a game. Is it going to help you win? I don't know yet. But that's what Kyler Murray is right now. Kyler is this gifted athlete, right, with speed. Makes really good throws on the run, but it's so inconsistent. Maye, I don't want to give unfair expectations, but right now I'm complimenting him on that the fact that he can have those explosive plays because of his ability. But imagine if he slowed things down a little bit and made the right throws. He might get the yards after catch he's looking for. Just the throw to Pop Douglas, again, made up for it on a missed throw earlier, but you hit Pop Douglas in stride on a slant, he's gonzo. But so can't Hunter Henry. So can't Tyquan Thornton if he can make it on the field. There are other guys that can do that. Jalen Polk, for that matter. We'll find out what his role is this week. But if I'm just being critical and giving you an analysis on him, I do think he needs to work on his footwork because it will help him make better throws. And his issues were physical, not mental. Can he sustain that next week? Can he bring that over to the Jags, who do have pretty good pass rushers? I think their secondary sucks. Like poo-poo suck. So I think he can take advantage of that. Can the Patriots line protect? That's going to be the question this week. It is every single week for the New England Patriots. So your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Also, just another thing I wanted to mention. Looks like Ramondre Stevenson's questionable, but wants to be out there. He made the trip. I think he plays. This is where I think the Patriots need to set the tone, especially early on. This week, people have talked about being more aggressive. Both receivers, right? One was Booty after the game. The other was Jalen Polk this week. I think that's a shot at Alex Van Pelt. But you know what? When Van Pelt was more aggressive, it's when the Patriots started making bigger plays. I think you have to attack Jacksonville early on because they have early struggles scoring points. And I can give you those numbers coming up in a little bit. But the number one guy to stop this week is Tank Bigsby. Bigsby has been one of the real positive developments for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Travis Etienne's been dealing with foot issues and ankle injuries, so I don't know if he's playing. But he has this ability to break tackles. He is averaging almost 6 yards after contact per rush this year. He'll take on more of a workload this week, but the Patriots have been horrible at stopping the run, giving up 178 yards per game over the last 3 games. I think Bigsby can be slippery this week. If they can slow him down, they got a shot, and they need to do it early. Jacksonville's not a team that gets out and scores right away. And I was just looking at this. Someone sent me this earlier, so I appreciate you sending this to me. But when it comes to just first quarter scoring, the Jaguars, and this is dating back now since 2021 when Lawrence took over. First quarter points, they've had 0 points. They're 7-15 when they don't score early. They've had 13 games where they've scored 3 points, 4-9. When they score 6 points or less in the first quarter, they're 1-2. It's when they score a touchdown or more is where they can be deadly. In 14 games, 7 points more. They're 8-6 since 2021. The Jaguars struggle early in games. Can you slow them down? And if that's the case, can the Patriots get out to leads? Since 2021, the Patriots have struggled early on in the first quarter. 30 games, 0 points, 7-23. But they do have 9 games where they scored 3 points, and they're 6-3. The Patriots have to get ahead early. You can't be down 14-0 like you were against the Texans. You're going to London. Can you stop Tank Bigsby, and can you score early? That's the recipe for winning. If you don't stop Tank Bigsby and you give up points early, you're going to lose. It's as easy as that. Coach Joe, everybody. 617-779-0985. Let's get to the phones here. I forgot to pull up my call screen. And again, we're here until 10 o'clock tonight. We're also on YouTube. I've already seen a bunch of people hanging out on YouTube tonight. So feel free to send in your chats. I'll try to read everything coming up in the next break. But let's start it off with our buddy Dean in Shrewsbury. What's up, Dean?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
How you doing?
Good. So I don't think that any team is taking the Celtics past 6 games in the playoffs this year. But I was wondering who you thought our main competition in the Western and Eastern Conference is, In the Western Conference, I like OKC. I think Hartenstein really shores up their rebounding, and I think SGA is the second best player in the league, even better than Tatum, just second best to Jokic. And I think the Pacers have Halliburton, and Siakam's a great second option. And I'm expecting a breakout season from Nembhard after the great playoffs he had. So I was wondering what you thought about that.
All right, Dean. Yes, Skaz has a big write-up if everybody wants to go check it out over at 98.5thesportshub.com. He ranks the toughest opponents for the Boston Celtics this year. We'll get into some Celtics stuff. We got Barstool Greeny coming on today. You know, he's ready to go. So just so you know how it works on the night show, we have tonight and Monday. And that's it. It's games the rest of the way. The next following week, we have a game almost every night. So as far as full shows go, we're not going to have a lot of time to break things down. We'll do a short pregame show. We'll send it out to the games, and then we'll do postgame. So Tuesday night is the opener for the Celtics. We're going to be on before the game. We'll have post game with Sarome Battle until midnight. So we're gonna go until midnight opening night. That should be a lot of fun. But I would go check out that article. We'll get into that a little bit later. There is some Celtics news today as well. Western Conference is interesting. I definitely think OKC's one of the teams to beat. I don't know yet. Minnesota's, I think, upgraded in my opinion. But we'll have to get into that coming up in just a little bit. Your thoughts on the Patriots, Celtics, it's all on the table, 617-779-0985. Let's talk to Scott in Rhode Island. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Joe. How you doing, bud?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. Hey, listen, I work 2 jobs, so I listen to the morning show in the morning and you in the afternoon, and that Howard Stern wannabe went at you a little hard, goofing a little hard on you in the morning, and I just want to say, hey, man, like, you are the utmost professional person. You never take the bait. You're just a genuine human being, a genuine sport fan. And I got to tell you, you make at the end of the 12-hour day always pleasurable. I love listening to the show. Just keep it up, keep going, keep grinding.
What's for dinner tonight, Scott? What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know. I think we're going to get some wraps. I think we're getting some wraps. I think we're going to go with the falafel wrap and the beef shawarma from Eastside Pockets in Providence.
Oh, beef to the shawarma, huh? Ooh. I appreciate the flowers, bro. Thank you. Had some fun with the guys this morning. Maybe we'll replay that later on in the night tonight if anybody missed that one. But no, listen, I get along with everybody here at the Sports Hub. There's no animosity with me with anybody else, and you're damn right. You should be. If you think all those kind words you said about me, you should meet Skaz. Everybody, the nicest guy in the world. Skaz, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Joe. It's 4th and Friday.
It is 4th and Friday.
And some good games on tonight. A lot of good games tomorrow. Some even better games Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I know you've been answering the calls. What's everybody want to talk about?
Oh, we got a smorgasbord tonight, Joe. It's we got MLB playoff calls,
playoff
Celtics
baseball?
calls, Patriots calls,
Man.
all over the map.
You worried about the knee this weekend?
If they're not worried about the knee, Joe, I'm not worried about the knee.
Mm-hmm. You know. You see any limping? You know who I'm going to be on right after the game. Bright and early, Joe.
You're
going to be ready for the 1 o'clock games, and I'm going to be like pounding the table. They couldn't stop the run in Tank Bigsby. What do you think about Tank Bigsby?
I think he's pretty good. He's been better than ETN. ETN's had a rough start.
Overrated.
He was so good in college.
Overrated.
Yeah, he's kind of struggled at the next level. But no, Bigsby's good. Brian Thomas Jr. is the guy I really think it has emerged as one of the best rookie wide receivers. Obviously, Christian Kirk's still good, but this is a very, very winnable game for the Patriots and Drake Maye.
I gotta during the breaks, guys. Let's look up Tank Bigsby's rushing props. I think that's going to be the difference this weekend. And I appreciate the fellow who sent me the first quarter stats. The Jaguars, if they get out to a slow start, dude, they're done. It's kind of like if they don't score early, they don't care. And it's been going on for a while with Trevor Lawrence there. I know he won that one. They won that. Listen, it was a great game. The Jaguars game where he came back when he threw 3 interceptions, came back. It was a great game. I want to tip my cap to him. At the same time, it was Josh Dobbs and the Titans, right? It was the Mike Vrabel team. That's the last time the Titans made the playoffs. So just pump the brakes a little bit. Pump them. Just a little pump. Little pump. I know we got Tim in Nashua. Hi, Tim.
What up, Joey?
How you doing?
Hey, real quick on the receiving core. So far the judgment of players by Elliott on down is kind of so-so. What did this guy Baker do to stay this long in the doghouse if you're going to bench Osborne and now Polk's going to see a lesser role? I thought Drake Maye actually was warmed up to Baker, and he actually, was quite a relationship with him.
I agree with you. What do you think it was the incident at the airport?
I believe so, but how long do you wait to see if you can't light a little something under Drake's butt and get Baker going?
They're saying that he wasn't at practice today for an illness.
I know. I was just wondering if you had any inside info.
I don't, but are you buying it?
Oh, hell no.
The only thing I'll say is Marcus Jones missed practice this week for an illness. So maybe they were working with each other.
Right.
So I just normally I want to be the guy to just someone says someone had an MRI and I hear it nowhere else, I'll just say no, I don't believe the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in that case, somebody was sick.
Yeah, it's to me, if you can't get that be reliant on Osborne, at least give the kid a shot. He hasn't seen any action whatsoever, has he?
No, he has not. And here's the deal. I agree with you. The big plays this preseason, one was to Osborne, but it was a fall, the illegal procedure. And the other one was the one that Baker just didn't reel in. So I agree with you. Tim. I agree with you. Tyquan Thornton, sorry. And now I'm starting to wonder if Polk's going to get less. Are they going to go with more tight ends and backs now? By the way, have we seen both running backs on the field at the same time? Can you give me something different this week, Alex Van Pelt? Alex Van Personnel, please. Well, I have more of your calls coming up next. I'm Joe Murray. We'll get you the headlines here. We'll tell you what's going on in the world. And we'll have more coming up next here on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Patriots practicing in London. They're without Vidarian Lowe. Also, questionable players. Javon Baker is one of them. Ramondre Stevenson was another one. Trying to play this week, and a bunch of guys removed from the list, though. Marte Marpu, KJ Osborne, Kyle Duggar, to name a few. We do have more baseball action tonight. A couple big games last night. Tonight, it will be, let me give you the line here because I'm looking at it right now. Dodgers trail the Mets 8-2 right now. Dodgers up 3-1 in the series. Mets 8, Dodgers 2. Coming up at 8 o'clock, the Yankees lead Cleveland 2-1. Headlines, they are brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Enjoy the game with the original triple distill.
Murray on the Sports Zone.
To me, they're so preoccupied with taking credit for what happened in the past that they're not worried about their future. Like, let it go. Like, it's really kind of disappointing that the guy can win as much as he won and you have this much anger towards him. It's like he stole, like, did he steal $12 billion from you? Your franchise just went from, you paid $240 million, now it's worth $8 billion, $9 billion. I mean, really? Do you think that was only because of you built Patriot Place? I mean, why do you think that was?
We learned from the documentary that if it wasn't for Kraft to navigate the Brady-Belichick relationship, the thing would have fallen apart 10 years earlier.
Right. But here's the funny thing. Now we're finding out that now that Brady is the part owner of the Raiders, he wants to hire Belichick. I don't know if that's true or not, but now we're finding that out. Like, so what's true? Like, right. So is Robert going to come to the Oakland and navigate the relationship too? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking.
Mike Lombardi's all mad. All right. When I first saw Skaz, I said this earlier, so I set up the show. You guys know what we're doing, all right? It's 4th and Friday. We're going to have fun tonight. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm not going to do it. Not going to freak out, man. Like a half-baked. Oh, no, actually, that was Jerry. That was him impersonating Jerry Maguire. My bad. Okay. Earlier this week, I wrote an article at 985thesportshub.com saying that the Patriots need to be accountable for being 1-5. Then the Boston Globe, two people from the Globe, wrote about Belichick needs to take accountability. Last time I checked, Bill Belichick's not here anymore. So why are we writing articles about Bill Belichick taking accountability? Why does Bill Belichick need to take any accountability? He's working 5 shows. He's got a hot little young girl, okay? Like, why? What does he need to take accountability for? Why? He's getting paid from the Crafts to work other jobs. Like, right now, Bill Belichick is living the life. Why does he need to take any accountability? Please stop writing that he needs to take accountability. Stop. Now, do they suck because Belichick set him up to this? Yes. But since he has been gone, they could have spent money, drafted better, signed free agents. I don't know. They didn't have to give Jacoby Brissett $8 million. You see what Joe Flacco's doing? He makes $3 million. Okay? So stop talking about Belichick like he needs to take accountability. He got fired. He's not working. Like, he might not get a job again. Who knows? Why does he need to take accountability? He won 6 championships. But, like, he has to take accountability because Gerard Mayo can't coach and can't teach people how to play. And Robert Kraft doesn't want to spend money, but it's Bill Belichick's fault. Did Bill Belichick bring in KJ Osborne? Did Bill Belichick bring in Jalen Polk to drop passes? No, he didn't. So please, stop. 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 Like if I was yelling at a dog, no. No. Belichick has nothing to do with the Patriots being 1-5. Nothing. It has to do with the coach not knowing what the hell he's doing and having a crap quarterback who makes $8 million. The Boston Globe, of all places, even Dan Shaughnessy wrote it. Dan, you were the guy who got the interview with Bill. What are you doing, bro? Why does Bill need to take accountability for the team being 1-5? Why? Why does he have to do it? Why? I can't stand it anymore. I can't sit here and listen to people talk about Bill needs to take accountability. Bill's not here anymore. Bill took accountability by getting fired. That's why. It's Friday, everybody. 617-779-0985. Why? Seriously, what the hell? Skaz, anything on? And by the way, Lombardi, he sounds like a tool. But you know what? He's right. And how many people do we know like that, Skaz?
I can think of a couple, Joe. But, yeah, my big takeaway there is Lombardi wants to, kind of go at the Patriots and say, the Kraft angle from Simmons there is that Kraft got a lot of credit for mending the relationship between Belichick and Brady, and that he was the one that kind of, kept them together for so long, and he should get credit for that. And Lombardi pushes back with the Raiders rumor, if that's what we want to call it, that I'm sure you've seen everywhere this week. That
was just made up.
And then,
supposedly,
I
like it though. Sure,
I like it as well. So I like to play pretend.
I said I wasn't going to freak out, Skaz, but this thing's pissing me off.
The part of that Lombardi cut that stands out to me is he mentions the rumor and says, "We don't know if that's true." If there was any rumor out there about Bill Belichick, wouldn't Mike Lombardi be the guy that would know about it?
Yep.
So that's just where I kind of, it fits your argument, Lombardi. Trust me, I'm all for people using stats, narratives, chronicles, whatever you want to call them, to fit their argument. But Lombardi's a guy who we know is a Belichick defender of the Belichick wall. But no, he definitely has a point here, as much as I think he's an absolute tool. He has a point. They re-signed a lot of Bill guys, and we're 6 weeks into the season. We shouldn't still be doing the Belichick ruined everything.
Yes, Bill sucked at drafting. Yep. Hey, by the way, the 1 year that the Patriots spent money over the last 5 years, they went to this thing. It's called the playoffs. So for the people who want to say, yeah, they used that money wisely, they went to the playoffs. Shut up. Don't you want for the people who want them to win games? What? Spending money and making the playoffs is bad? Oh, I want to troll all of you people. Seriously. Not you people listening right now. Just the people who said that. Oh, I want the team to win games. I want the team to win games. When they spent money, they won more games and went to the playoffs. Ah, but that didn't count. Why? Oh, it doesn't count? 617-779-0985. Carl's in Westfield. Hey, Carl.
Hey, Joe. How are you, sir? I'd like to hear your rant tonight. Very entertaining.
Thank you, Carl. How you doing?
And Joe, October 25th, the Sahara, the gambling bookie machine getting sentenced. And remember, people ask what's wrong with the NFL. People ask what happened to Christian McCaffrey. I'll tell you what happened. He gets an out-of-jail-free card, is cuddled and cajoled his whole life until his ability to perform and put bucks and money and points on the table.
I can't hear anything. Was that like I couldn't hear him?
I have no idea.
I heard bucks or another word. I don't know. I couldn't hear.
Lost me on that one.
No, I just couldn't hear him. Dan's in East Boston. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Joe.
Hi.
Love listening to you, but I'm on your side of it. I got to challenge a couple of things right now. Number one, Bill Belichick sucked at drafting. In the last 3 or 4 years, how have our drafts been? Terrible. Wolf has been around for how many of them?
Well, a couple of them.
Yeah, who's the other guy?
Grow.
Matt Grow. Been around for how many of them? So now Bill Belichick's gone. We do another draft where we take the best available quarterback that fell left to us at the draft, and we missed on every other damn pick we made. Is it really Bill Belichick? Yeah, he might have sucked at drafting, but these people are no better. And it hasn't shown. It looks like we have a whole bunch of low character, low talent, big mouths who don't get it. And guess what? We're destined to be at the bottom of the barrel for another couple of years.
I appreciate you, Dan. This isn't like the Patriots left. It isn't like Belichick left the Patriots high and dry. They had, the most salary cap space in the league at the time? Dude, I bet you the Patriots have like $60 million left in cap space right now. But you're going to tell me that they couldn't pay for anybody. Well, I don't know. I mean, the trade deadline's coming up. Maybe you could make a move, add some salary. I don't know. I'm not saying this was going to happen overnight, but stop. Bill should be accountable, yes, but he doesn't need to take accountability.
A little under $37 million.
They have $37 million they can spend, Skaz. And they're going to sit here and tell us, you mean to tell me they can't pull one of these free agent linemen off the couch for $5 million guaranteed? They can't? Could they make a trade and bring somebody in? Hypothetically, I brought this up earlier. If the Patriots beat Jacksonville, right? Any chance they can bring an Evan Ingram back with them? Like, any chance they can, like, bring one of those guys with them? Justin's and Lynn.
Hey, Joe, it's Justin. I agree with you. This roster is a mess, and it's not on Bill Belichick. It's on Elliott Wolf and the whole team. Not on Bill Belichick.
Yeah, listen, Belichick stunk, too. Don't get me wrong. He got fired for it. But why does he have to take accountability? He got fired.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with you. It's on Elliott Wolf with the way this roster is.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion on it.
Hey, Justin, would you take Fosse's or Monty's?
I would take Monty. But Joe, I also want to get you on my podcast.
Yes.
I'm going to be starting my podcast on
Email
YouTube.
me. Joe.
I would like to get you on my
Joe Murray at Joe Murray at 985thesportshub.com.
Yes, I would like to get you on my.
Yeah, that's my email.
Podcast.
My name, my full name at 985thesportshub.com.
Okay, Joe.
Thank you, Justin. Let's do one more, Skaz. It's got Bob and Lawrence. Hey, Bob.
Joe, big fan of the show, man. You're doing great.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. It's been 38 years since 1986. I think I'm over it. A long time ago. Loving the Mets. On the bandwagon big time. Can you imagine having a 1.8 chance at coming back like they had against the Brewers? They were down 2 runs in the 9th inning. The Brewers closers on the mound.
What was the
win
chance?
probability was 1.8.
That was the chance? 1.8?
Yeah, 1.8 was the win probability. I remember they showed it.
Yeah.
And Alonso hit that home run, and it's been unbelievable ever since, and this team is so fun to watch.
Yeah, man. What was it again? 1.8, you said?
Dude, you know how during the playoffs they give the win probability total?
Yeah.
So the Mets had a 1.8 probability.
Yes. And then Alonso hit a home run.
Alonso hit the home run. Serrano's got the discs, and everybody's happy.
Yep. What was that guy's name last night, Skaz? Big Christmas? That
was an all-time tank.
You know what? If we have time, I don't know, because we have guests tonight. We have a miscellaneous guest that might be like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego kind of thing right now. We're hoping it happens. But later on, Skaz, I don't know. Maybe this is something we should work with our intern with. I think we need to make best nickname tiers. And listen, we got the Celtics starting up next week. Like, when are we going to be able to do this? We have a full show on Monday. We're going to have full reaction to the Patriots, and then we're going to have the Celtics opening night. So, I don't know. I think you should tweet us with people you think have the best nickname in sports. We can have some fun with this one. But Big Christmas, that's a hell of a nickname. Like, that one makes me pop. And did you see the swing? That did look like a Pedro Serrano Major League, and it was Cleveland.
It was like Willie Mo Pena-esque.
It was Cleveland versus New York, literally. All right, I'm Joe Murray. We got another hour to go here on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub. BZFM and HD Boston 98.5. The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Patriots gearing up for their game with the Jaguars in London. London, da-da-da-da. Drake Maye says his knee's fine. Ramondre Stevenson's hoping to play. Vidarian Lowe will not. We'll have all the coverage beginning at 6:30 a.m. this Sunday. I'll be on postgame immediately after the game with Leroy Irvin. Baseball playoffs right now. Things getting a little interesting between the Mets and Dodgers. They're hitting each other, and it's 3-1, though, Dodgers. 10-2, fifth inning later on tonight, Yankees and Guardians. Headlines that brought to you by or driven by the all-electric Honda Prologue. Head to your local New England Honda dealers to learn more and shop online at the newengland.hondadealers.com. I drive a Honda, and I'm Joe Murray.
New England plays here.
Down the right side, there's a separation. Yeah. Touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake Maye.
98.5. The Sports Hub.
All right, back here at 98.5 The Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray. We're going to talk to Barstool Greenie coming up on the other side. Dan Greenberg. I don't think I've ever called him Dan. I'm sure he's ready for the season. Yeah. And well, if you want to get into the Patriots, feel free. I'm just hitting on everything today. We're hitting everything. Banner 19 or bust. That's the headline from Jay King of The Athletic. Now, I've told you this for weeks now. Before I read this story, I want to let you know that I have already bet the Celtics to win the championship again at plus 290. It was 310, now it's 290. It's hovering around 300 right now. So, I have already bet the Celtics to win it all. I think the Celtics are the best team in the league. I think Jason Tatum's going to be better than he was last year. I think the Celtics have the best depth in the NBA. I think they're going to shoot more threes this year and win by bigger margins. I also think that they're going to sit players and give them rest more and let players develop, like a Peyton Pritchard, like Xavier Tillman, those kind of guys. I think they're going to continue to develop and play, and we'll see at times if they do call up some other guys. We'll see if Bailey Shireman or any of those type of guys play. But for the most part, the Celtics have an easy start to the year. They get New York off the bat, which, again, I think they have more depth than them. They'll be tested, but in the end, they'll win the game. I don't think there's a team in the NBA that would be able to beat them in a 7-game series. Now, injuries can happen, right? When Kristaps Porzingis comes back, they'll be even better. The only question is who's going to start? Will it be Al Horford starting, or will it be Luke Cornett? Will Horford come off the bench? There's only a few real question marks regarding the team. All their question marks are at the end of their bench. Does Lonnie Walker make the team? They have a 5 p.m. deadline tomorrow. He was at practice today. Joe Mazzulla said glowing things about it. So on this night show, when you listen to us, when we're on before the games and when we do post-game with Cerrone Battle, we're going to have the best Celtics coverage in the area. And that's a fact. And the ratings showed it last year. So we're going to have the best coverage in town. The other thing is this. We'll be critical when we need to be, but we're not going to be critical because they're the best team. We have high expectations. We think Jason Tatum's going to shoot better this year. Skaz and I, we think that we didn't even see the best Jason Tatum last year. They won a championship without Jason Tatum playing at an elite level. He's going to be better this year. I think you're going to see some guys elevate. Drew Holiday, Derek White, etc. They're going to be better defensively at times. I think they're the best team in the league. And it's not a ho-hum, let's just get to the championship, but at times it's going to feel that way. I don't know what's going to beat them this year, Skaz. I really don't. And we've been pretty consistent on it. But I think Peyton Pritchard has a chance to be sixth man of the year, if not at least in the conversation of top 5. He's a long shot. There's an article at 985thesportshub.com today if you want to read about the chances, because he certainly does. He's capable. We know that Drew Holiday's 34 years old and might look for more time off this year. Derek White never sits, but maybe they have to at some point. The biggest thing for me is I think that they have a stretch without Porzingis that is very easy. Can the Celtics stretch without Porzingis be what I tell you it is? And that's easy. Because when he comes back, things will get harder, but they'll be deeper. So that's really all my only concerns. Again, I mentioned Cornette maybe starting with Horford off the bench, at least at first. And will we see more assists from Jaylen Brown this year? Last year he had 3.6 assists per game. Can he average a little bit more? Can his game get better? Because he certainly looks bigger. He looks like he'll probably be an all-NBA defensive team this year. Can they be better defensively? I think Tillman's going to be a part of this team. He looked good to me. And I do think that Jason Tatum will be a triple-double, have a chance for a triple-double every single night. And I think they have taken on the identity of their coach. So will they win 67 games and another championship? Yes. That's my prediction, Skaz. Am I missing anything here?
I don't think so, Joe. I think you're pretty spot on there. It's hard to argue, anything else against them being the best team in the league and the deepest team in the league. I think you're getting a very motivated Celtics team as well, something that can be in question when it comes to returning champs at times. I think there was some of that with Denver and them losing pieces over the summer. There's none of that to worry about with the Celtics. They're bringing everybody back. Jaylen Brown snubbed from the Olympics. Tatum snubbed at the Olympics. We know Tatum has reworked his shot, and I think the scary thing, if you're not a fan of the Celtics, if you're a fan of another team in the East, is the Celtics won a title when the national media was hammering Jason Tatum for how he played. Jason Tatum in the playoffs, where he was quote unquote playing horrible, as most national media would lead you to believe, led the Celtics in points, rebounds, and assists. The only other guys to ever do that are Michael Jordan and LeBron James. So if Jason Tatum was broken last year in the playoffs and his shot was broken, I'd be very, scared if I was one of those other teams if he ever figures it out, because the Celtics basically walked to a title last year with a broken Jason Tatum and an injured Kristaps Porzingis. So for me, the biggest thing is health. If this team can stay healthy, I see no reason they can't repeat as NBA champions.
Yeah, ho-hum. Guys, we're not going to do it on the show this year. If they suck and they deserve to be criticized, we'll do it because we have high expectations. But you're never going to hear us talk about the path or the schedule or shooting too many threes. We won't do that here. We won't tell you that it doesn't count if they win because of who they play. We won't do that. I'm telling you, I'm sure Skaz agrees, they're going to win another championship this year. They're the best team in the league by far. And here's the other thing. I didn't even read the article by Jay King. It is boom or bust. It's championship or bust. The window is now. The window is right now. If the Celtics don't win a championship, they're blowing this thing up. New ownership's coming in. This team needs to win it. You know why? When the new owner comes in, you got to go for the three-peat. The bet's already up there. I haven't put it in yet. Skaz. I got till Tuesday.
Yeah, you might want to get that in, Joe. They start rolling people early in the season. Odds might go down.
It will go down. I'm telling you right now, if they win it all, when they do, ownership's not blowing this thing up. The new owner will not blow this up. Now, Skaz, who is the new owner candidates now today?
Yes, Joe. There was a report, I believe, from the Herald today on potentially new Celtics ownership, and that is one Robert Hale, who owns, I believe it's Granite Telecommunications in Quincy, and Mark Bezos, the half-brother of Jeff Bezos. So not quite the Amazon, wealth that you were looking for, but someone with ties to that, and a guy who, has a $5.5 billion net worth on his own, a local guy in Robert Hale. So I think if you're a Celtics fan, that's definitely a name that should have your interest piqued. A local guy you think would be heavily invested in, keeping the Celtics core intact and wanting them to be as good as possible. So yes, another name thrown into the ring today with some local ties.
So I feel like Mark Bezos being in the mix could be a Jeff Bezos being like, hey, man, you're my half-brother. I want to buy the Celtics, but I don't want to put it in my name.
I think he's going to end up buying his own sports team eventually.
Okay. Robert Hale, local guy, though.
Local guy. Quincy guy.
Ooh, Quincy. Next to Hyde Park.
A lot of Quincy guys.
Where's Pagliuca from? Is he the front runner? Steve Pagliuca? Wonder who the wild card is. Some of these are $5.8 billion. Can he even buy the team?
Looks like Pagliuca was a New Jersey, New York guy and then went to Harvard.
Oh, who went to Duke?
Pagliuca went to Duke and Harvard.
Oh.
The old double dip.
Oh. Excuse me. Oh. Pretty high standard right there, huh?
Those Ivy Leaguers, Joe. Can't trust them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, speaking of Duke, they gave up a field goal to start the game against Florida State. I took Duke. Later on, it's Oregon, Purdue, and then BYU, Oklahoma State. You know what? Let's talk to Barstool Greeny. Let's get his thoughts on the next owner and what's going to happen this year. I might as well get the prop bets out, too. Let's just do it. Barstool Greeny joins us next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub. It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
But it's no longer what could be or what might be. Now it just is. The 2024 Boston Celtics are one of the greatest teams in NBA history. They were told they had to win. There's only one thing you can do when expectations are that high. Meet them. And there's only one way to stop being haunted by the ghosts and the legends and the champions atop this building. Join them. Together they have, and together they stand alone on top of the mountain for now. And once again, the Boston Celtics stand alone for all time. It is Banner 18. The mission demanded is mission accomplished.
Gaz here tonight, here till 10 o'clock. So we have tonight and then Monday. And the season starts Tuesday, October 22nd, where the reigning, defending, undisputed NBA champion Boston Celtics take on the New York Knicks. Right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Let's go to the Volkswagen Dealers Expert Hotline right now. We will welcome in Dan Greenberg. You guys know him as Barstool Greeny, and he's joining us right now on the Sports Hub. What's up, Stool Greeny?
I'm telling you, between Grandy's call and your intro, we have a raging Porzingis over here. I don't even know how else to say it.
It's a raising one. I'm with you. A 7'4", really tall Porzingis over here.
And it's not going down.
Oh, it ain't, baby. They're going back to back. I've already called it. But I guess I should ask you, you've watched all the preseason games. You've heard everything. What was your takeaways from the preseason? And, I'll just start by saying I think they've taken on the identity of their coach this offseason.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, what we saw was basically a continuation of the product we watched run through the league on their way to the title, right? They played the same way. The guys look, if not the same, better. Certain areas like Tatum's jumper looks good. Jordan Walsh is showing you a little something to get excited about for when he hits the floor in, spot minutes. Jalen looks stronger. It's all just, it sounds crazy because we're all just sort of, I think, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But what if it never drops? What if this is just our life? It's truly unbelievable.
It really is. So a couple other takeaways from the preseason. Number one, how yoked does Jaylen Brown look?
Unbelievable. He looks like whatever motivation we were all hoping he had after everything that went down with him over the summer. Like, he's traveling the world, yet he's also getting more massive and more in shape than I think any of us could have imagined. So when we think of a guy that's locked in, I think we might even need to raise our expectations of what that even means for someone like Jalen, because now he looks stronger than ever. It just makes no sense.
So FanDuel came out with a top 10 shooting guards list. Skaz just sent this to me.
Oh.
Anthony Edwards listed as 1, Jaylen Brown listed as 2, Devin Booker 3, Mitchell 4, Kyrie 5, and Dark White's in there too. Did you see the ESPN Top 100? What did you think about Jaylen Brown being 14 and Edwards being 10?
Yeah, I think for those, a younger me would have been very upset online about it, but I think the title has sort of calmed me down. I think you have to understand he's the new kid on the block, the one they're trying to prop up and be this, something maybe he hasn't truly arrived at yet. So for Jalen, if you want to tell me he's top 15 and a top 2 shooting guard in the public's eyes, that's fine. I still know that when the game's on the line to winning in the postseason, I would much rather have Jaylen Brown than Anthony Edwards. I think that was shown just this last year.
Absolutely. Another thing that we keep telling people about is that Jason Tatum has improved his three-point shooting. If you look at the math, Dan, he did 38.8% from three this preseason. So can you tell our listeners maybe what you have seen there and how much improvement you've seen?
Yeah, the form certainly looks quicker, right? He's getting his release off quicker. He really was almost spamming these pull-up threes during the preseason to try to really catch that rhythm, and he shot it at a great clip. And honestly, it reminded me a lot of his 2019-2020 year where he shot 40% on pull-up threes on about 4 or 5 a game. So if I'm to believe that he's going to shoot somewhere in the high 30s to low 40s on that specific shot, and he's going to take a handful of those a game, and then I can add it to all the other things that Jason Tatum does on the court in this version of himself, just like with Jalen, we're about to see a version of Tatum that we've never seen before, and the one we just saw was arguably the best player on the way to a championship. So it's like, again, our two biggest pieces look more ready than ever, and their quote-unquote weaknesses have been solved. It's like, who has it better than us right now? It's like I said, it's unbelievable.
All right, talking with Dan Greenberg, Barstool Sports, Stool Greeny. All right, so I just got this email. I want you to know what it's like to work on this show, okay? And just so you know, I know you know this. You've been on with us now for a while. But we have the best local sports basketball talk in the area. There are some I can't listen to, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. You have your own opinions on who you listen to, so that's fine. But I want you to know, we said this in the previous segment. I said that Peyton Pritchard has the potential to win Sixth Man of the Year this year. I do. I think he can. I think he can be in the conversation for it. I know other guys will get it, like Naz Reid and all these other guys will be in the conversation, but I do think Peyton Pritchard has progressed. Jaylen Brown said it himself. But I think it's a realistic expectation that they could sit guys and Pritchard could play more. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, almost like with Tatum in the MVP, right? Like, he may not win the MVP. He may not even go up in terms of where he is on the ballot. But that doesn't mean he can't play at an MVP level. So same thing with Pritchard. You have guys like Malik Monk and Naz Reid that when they come in the game, their usage, their shot, their role is to be the guy when they're on the court, right? For Pritchard, his role is a little bit different, but his importance to what the Celtics do and how they can sort of rely on him to spell Holiday, to spell White, play him off ball. I think he can give you Sixth Man of the Year production, but it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't end, maybe he's top 3 and doesn't, get the official nod. But I'm with you. I mean, he shot 48% from 3 on high volume. He looks much better initiating offense out of the pick and roll. He looks like he goes into the paint with a plan and doesn't just pick up his dribble and get stuck. And he has the experience of winning a title, which brings confidence. So he's another guy, played all 82 games last year. Why can't he win Sixth Man of the Year? But I think he'll be in the conversation.
Hey, listen, if he's in the conversation in the top 3, I won. Here's the other one. I said Jaylen Brown will have more assists this year. He had a career-high 3.6 last year. I think he can get over 4. Somebody calls me crazy because he never passes the ball. Your thoughts on Jaylen Brown potentially having more assists this year?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think nothing crazy. Same thing with Tatum, right? I think everyone's expecting him to have the playoff assist numbers, 7, 8 a game. They're too balanced in terms of who has the ball during the regular season. But I think, you'll see as he develops and gets more confident. We saw him at times this preseason be charged with initiating offense. That's not such a huge drop for a guy that continues to get better and improve drastically in his playmaking last year, especially in the playoffs. So anywhere from like 4 to 4.2, I think, is realistic.
Okay, and this is the last one that we got from a listener named Rob in Narragansett. Skaz just put Tatum in the same sentence as Michael Jordan and LeBron James. You two can't be serious. Your takes are flat out embarrassing. Skaz?
No, I did not put Jason Tatum in the same category as Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I just told you a fact that Jason Tatum is in the same category as Michael Jordan and LeBron James when it comes to guys that led their team in points, rebounds, and assists in the playoffs. That's not me making something up, Joe. That is a fact.
I mean, facts over feelings. That's how I interpret it, right? I mean, the production is the production.
Okay, we're just, again, our takes stink.
It was not a take, Joe. Just a fact.
No, facts.
That happened.
Greeny, have you ever heard this fact versus opinion? I don't know. Have you ever heard of that before? Fact, not opinion. You ever? I don't know if you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. Yeah.
I've heard that before. Do you know what else I heard this week?
What is that?
This is what I heard this week. I'm trolling everybody right now, but it was said to us this week that a player could be worse being further away from the basket. I don't know if you heard that one this week at all.
I did. I'm following.
Okay. Do you think it's capable for someone to be worse playing away from the basket?
I don't really understand the logic of that stance. I think there's maybe a little take corner situation going on there, mostly just because Tatum had arguably one of his best all-around offensive seasons in recent memory. His efficiency was up from both three and the floor. His three-point attempt rate went down, so he was actually taking fewer threes.
Okay.
And his post frequency went up. Which, post-ups tend to happen closer to the basket.
So you did hear this?
In my opinion.
You did hear this?
I did. It really baffled me. And the 3-point volume in the finals was especially funny, considering the Mavs made more shots and shot better from the floor in the finals, but they were very, 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 very behind in 3-point volume and 3-point makes, which was ultimately the difference. But, that's just the scoreboard. That's what it says.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Barstool Greeny joining us here on 98.5 The Sport. Just wanted to clarify. We said all these things. That's what I'm trying to tell people is people think we're crazy because they don't watch basketball. They don't watch the sport. They don't watch other teams. Greeny, you're up watching late-night games. You're doing it all. This is the problem with this town. Sometimes it is the worst town. We have the best basketball team and sometimes the worst, absolute worst coverage when it comes to it. It's terrible.
I would just tell you this. If you click around, look around, and see what all these teams are saying heading into the year, they're all saying the same thing. We need to shoot more threes. We need to stretch the floor. We need to, increase our shot volume. So as it turns out, Joe Mazzulla and Mazzulla Ball has been right the entire time, and everyone is finally seeing. I mean, we heard Michael Malone say it in the Nuggets, who just won their own title. They recognized it, and then they got an up-close look at it in Abu Dhabi. They got Mazzulla Ball. We're hearing it out of Phoenix, another contender. You're hearing J.J. Redick talk about it, even though the Lakers don't have the shooting for it.
Math, right?
So it's like the entire basketball world can't be wrong when we all saw what just happened, and Joe Mazzulla is being proven right at every turn.
Okay. So I got to ask you about this because I'm in. Last year it was Mazzulla Ball. This year it's the Whale offense. I'm going full Orca, baby. I want 50 to 60 threes a game. And you just talked about it. It's now contagious around the league. But if they do shoot 53, the other night they shot 55 threes. They lost by one because they put all the scrubs in at the end of the game. Doesn't matter.
Right.
They hit almost 49% the other night when they shot threes. Like if they could shoot more threes, I think they win more games. Advance. You know what? The path will be even easier in the playoffs.
And I do want to stress, not all threes are created equal. So it's not take 55 just to take 55. But if the ball is moving like it should, guys are moving into space and playing unselfish, you should generate enough open threes to hit that number, which is what we saw during the preseason. Do I think they're going to break the record and take 60 a game? No. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's more games than not where they're in, the high 40s, low 50s, especially because their shooters are getting even better. So it's one of those things where you don't have Porzingis, so you don't have the post, option for, the first 30 or so games. So I think before the All-Star break, you might really see their volume, go up. It would be great for guys like you and me who love to see the Celtics win, because if they shoot over 33% from three, they basically never lose. And that's below league average. So you got to feel pretty good about that.
Greeny, what three teams do you fear the most, and what do you think about the New York Knicks' new roster?
I know they're the hot topic. I still, and maybe I'm alone here, but I still respect Giannis. I think, a healthy Giannis is still the biggest matchup problem for the Celtics. He can just overpower you. They added some length and better depth around him. Dame is supposedly in great shape. We'll see how that looks. And I don't know. If you want a title, I'm forced to respect you. That's just how my brain works. So I would throw Milwaukee on there. I'm not going to overlook the Pacers. That was by far the toughest series, in my opinion, the Celtics had the whole way. They get Mathurin back. They have Siakam now for the whole year. They're going to have another year together to gel and really embrace Carlisle's system. And then I'd probably say to that third team, I guess you can say the Knicks. I want to see what they do with their rebounding. Their offensive rebounding was one of their biggest strengths last year. Hartenstein's now gone, but, I respect the talent that they had there and put them at number 3.
All right, man. Have you heard anything on the new owner or potential owners?
I'll see the rumor that John Henry's out. So I had a little parade at my house for that. But other than that, I mean, it could be anybody. It could be new Saudi overlords. It could be Bezos. It could be Pags. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I wonder who. So you would agree with me then that this year it's championship or bust, because if they do win the championship, whoever the new owner is, they can't blow this thing up. You got to go for 3 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, we're, for the foreseeable future, we're championship for buzz just like we were last year. Now that they've done it, I know repeating is hard, but again, if the Celtics play to their potential and play to their ceiling, they had a 14-game lead on the East and a 7-game lead on the entire league. So it's like, nobody has proven that they've solved the Celtics problem. So barring catastrophic injury, I see no reason why they shouldn't repeat.
And just to repeat one more time, because, I feel like Skaz and I and even Cerrone and I, we've been on an island, but I felt like last year was one of the greatest teams of all time. I really do.
Top 6. It's a top 6, and it's important to remember entering this year. The Celtics could be dominant. They could be the tops of the league. You only get a season like we had last year once in your entire life. I mean, they had more 30-point leads than 10-point deficits. Set an NBA record for 20, 30, 40, and 50-point wins. Never lost more than 2 in a row. 12-2 on back-to-back. A top 6 point differential all time. I just think people need to understand and appreciate that we were all alive for one of the most dominant wire-to-wire seasons in the history of the NBA, let alone the history of the Celtics.
Do you think, though, like last year they were so good on the back-to-back, right? Like all these things. We should probably have expectations it won't happen again?
I don't think it'll happen the way we saw it last year. Like, I would point to the Warriors run, right? They were still dominant, still walked their way to a title, but none of their seasons touched that 2017 season. That was the apex. That was their 2023 Celtics season, where you have a over 10-point differential, top 5 all time. They were still dominant, but, I mean, the Celtics basically touched God last year, and I think we all just need to temper our expectations until we see what it looks like.
All right, man. You gonna have you seen the preview of the rings or anything like that?
I've been asking, I've been texting. I saw something that I think is AI float around on Twitter. Nobody has anything for me. It's like I feel like I need more juice. I got to grind a little bit harder and hit up the jewelry designer people that did the ring. Someone's got to show it to me. I can't wait until Tuesday.
What do you guys got? Any T-shirt ideas? You guys anything?
We'll just have to see. I mean, it's a big night, so we'll all enjoy it together, I think.
All right. Well, I want to start the Orca offense. That's the Orca, just a bunch of whales. Celtic whales, like little leprechaun whales, and just.
To be honest, that's partially what I'm most excited for is all the Missoula-isms. Like, think of what we already got in 2 years. Well, now he has the confidence of a title behind him. Him at the mic is going to be must-watch, TV every night.
Well, Greeny, I mean, you've been diehard with this group for a while now. If you really think back, it was Marcus Smart was the heart and soul, right? And, Ime finally got to them, and they became a defensive team. Well, then Missoula came in. He probably wasn't ready, and that's fine. And the team wasn't either. They couldn't get over the hump. And once once Marcus Smart got out of the way and Jaylen Brown finally, took over, they went to another level. But this Missoula thing that you're talking about here, it's almost like, he's soft, or that guy's not a leader, or Jason Tatum doesn't talk enough. These guys don't need it because they're getting it from their coach now, and that's what I mean by taking on the identity. He's now finding ways to relate to them outside of basketball. He's sitting down with, like, soccer players and going to Gerard Mayo's defensive clinics and bringing up wildlife. Like, this team has no reason to be unmotivated this year.
No, and honestly, that's been the best part of all of these behind-the-scenes shows is we're seeing how Joe's brain works. And it's like if someone is dogging and throwing trash on Tatum's name, that excites Joe. And it's like, this is what you should want. This is what you asked for. So it's, when we talk about finals hangover, I don't think Joe is physically capable of resting on his laurels. So if he's not, and if you come off as a way where you aren't trying hard, he'll jiu-jitsu you and put you in the blender and just like end your life. So I think he has fully won over the locker room. Derek White talked about how he basically saved his career and turned him into this, monster two-way player. He's the guy. He's always been the guy, and I'm just happy he has the validation that supports it.
We had Frank Martin on a week or so ago from the UMass head coach, and he brought up Joe Mazzulla, and his quote was, Joe Mazzulla would fight two grizzly bears just to see what it would feel like.
Yeah, just for fun.
I love that. Like, we've had him here. Me and him only talked food. We didn't talk basketball. When I talked to him, he's a big Italian fan, from what I gather, and we talked some Rhode Island foods and stuff like that. But now I really want to get to know this guy. So Joe Mazzulla might be. And listen, by the way, not a top 10 NBA coach on the rankings. Did you see that?
I did. I saw. Somehow he was voted top 2 or 3 offensive mind, top 2 or 3 defensive mind, top 2 or 3 motivator, but somehow isn't a top 10 coach. I'm not a math guy. I went to Arizona State, but even I can tell that doesn't really add up. I don't know. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, top 3 in everything, but number 11. I don't know how. I don't know how that works. All right, Greeny. Well, enjoy opening night, my man. You deserve it. It's like you've been part of it too. Blood, sweat, and tears, grit and balls. Greeny, it's been you for a long time, man. Enjoy it, bud.
Listen, we all deserve it at the end of the day. We did it together.
That's right. He's Barstool Greeny, everybody. We'll be talking to you all season long, my man. We're excited about it.
All right, guys. Anytime.
You got it. He's Barstool Greeny, Dan Greenberg, and he's going to enjoy everything. Go check him out over at Barstool Sports. That was fun. Oh, I can't wait. This could be a great year, man. This could be a great year. By the way, we were going over this yesterday. Do you know the amount of Celtics guests we can have this year? We have Greeny. We got Cerrone Battle after every game. Brian Robb at our fingertips. Bobby Manning's in every single press conference they do. He goes on the road with the team. Noah Dalzell was fantastic when we had her on last year. We can get Jay King on when we want. Julian Edlow works with DraftKings but does a ton of stuff with the Celtics as well. Tom Giles is a part of pre and post game, right? I mean, we got like a lineup of basketball talent that we're going to have here on the night show throughout the entire basketball season. Not to mention James Scaramuzzino, who has an announcement. And we'll tell you what that is on the other side here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Patriots getting ready for the Jaguars. They're already in London. Cheerio. Drake Maye was asked, All right, back here at 98.5 The Sports Hub. I just saw something that gave me a flashback of, like, my high school football days. Going way back 25 years, guys, you know, it's been a long time. But I used to have to snap it to the holder, right? And in practice, the kicker would sometimes just kick me right in the ass with the ball. And I hated it. I knew they were doing it on purpose. It was like a way to, you know, you would do it to me too, Skaz. You know, like, hey, just aim for Joe's ass, right? Which, by the way, I don't have a big one. For a big guy, I don't have a big butt. We'll talk about butt stuff later on. But I watched the snap went to the holder. The holder put it down. And then the kicker, he kind of missed it a little bit, and it went right at the center's ass. Just gave me a flashback. This happened in the game, by the way. So that's like Florida State's season in a nutshell. For those keeping track, Duke tonight, -3. They're winning 7-3 at the moment. We got in or out coming up in a minute here. But let's talk to Mike in Oakham. Where the hell's Oakham?
No.
Where's Oakham?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Hey, where's Oakham?
Oakham's right in the center of the state, buddy.
Where?
Rutland's north of Worcester, like 30 minutes.
I know Rutland. Are you like, yeah, I know Rutland.
Yeah, we border Rutland.
Okay. What's going on?
Not much, I was just in the UK and had some English breakfast and some Scottish breakfast. And I was thinking about the food the Pats might eat out there.
You think that's why they have an illness? You think that's why they have an illness with Javon Baker?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about that blood pudding in England. Have you had that? Are you in or out on it?
I guess I'll have to look into it. I don't even know if it's All
right. Okay. And what about haggis? You ever have that out of Scotland?
Okay, I'm looking it up. Have you ever had the blood pudding?
The black pudding, yeah.
Blood is it blood pudding?
Whatever.
Blood pudding. Right? Oh, black pudding.
Gross.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Disgusting.
It's gross?
Well, I mean, it's hard to eat. It's like probably not the best. But it's in the traditional English
What's
breakfast.
the best thing to eat in London?
Fish and chips, probably.
Does it taste like the fish and chips here?
Yeah, but maybe it's fried a little better.
Okay, so better breading here.
Well, so no. In London, the French fries. So they call them chips, right?
Yeah. Do they put gravy on them?
No, they do it's more like a. I don't know if you remember when the Nines used to have big steak fries with their food. When we were.
Do I remember when the Nines had the big steak fries? Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, but the chips out there are more like that.
Oh, I like that.
But in Scotland, the one that I really wanted to ask you about was the haggis. Have you ever had that?
I have not.
So haggis is it comes from parts of the sheep you probably don't want to eat, and it's wrapped in the stomach the way it's cooked. But they eat it with all their breakfast. They make all these little pies in the morning with it.
It's like an oatmeal thingy, right?
No, it's like liver and a heart or something.
Why are they eating animals? Actually, I can't get into this right now. Yes, I know. Nope. No. Kevin's in North Smithfield. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
It's not a sports call at all. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. What do you got?
I'm just hanging out at my fire pit that I made with my old dog.
Nice.
He's so old, I'm worried about him.
Does he have all four legs, or is he a three-legged dog?
No, he has all four legs, but his back leg's giving out a little bit. So
yeah. I only mentioned that because Alice in Chains, they had a three-legged dog album. Remember that?
I wanted to ask you about Alice in Chains.
Okay, what do you got?
Do you have a favorite song?
All time? Oh, dude, it's hard, but Rain When I Die really gets me. I really like that one. But I mean, there's tons. I love. Got Me Wrong Unplugged's one of my favorites. You know.
You know what gets me? I stay away.
Oh,
when the violins come in and all that.
Yeah, that's great. That's
excellent.
I mean, Jerry Cantrell's my number one. I claimed him
for sure.
I just saw him a few weeks ago with Bush in Candlebox.
I saw him open for Metallica in 1998.
I was there, the Boggy Depot tour. I was there.
Very good, very good.
Boggy Depot's a great album.
Very good. I got one obscure question for you. Am I allowed to date my sister-in-law?
Well, what's well, all right, let's be serious. So it's your sister-in-law, meaning like the woman you married sister?
No one's technically married. But my sister is dating her brother.
Let me just write this down so I have it.
Okay.
Your sister?
My sister is dating my girlfriend's brother. But they were together first.
Okay.
So now I made a connection with my sister's boyfriend's sister.
So
is that allowed, or is that like Alabama stuff?
So no, just let's talk it out. There's no blood relation here, right?
No, there's not. We share a nephew.
Okay, so your sister is dating a brother of the person you're dating.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but you want to date who?
No, well, it's too late for the question. We are dating. I'm dating my sister's boyfriend's sister.
So your sister's boyfriend's sister. Yeah, that's fine, right?
You have it written down, right?
Yeah. Your sister is dating a dude, and you are dating the dude's sister.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like this was on like 90210 before, right? Was Brandon Walsh and Valerie?
I'm not sure. How old are you, Joe?
I'm 42.
I just turned 40.
I'm
what
42.
Are you, 38,
I'm
39?
I'm 42. So
okay. So
how do we how do we use a Saved by the Bell 90210? Like, what do we have here? What kind of reference is it?
Well, I was thinking. Oh, geez, I can't make a reference to a show.
Well, okay, so basically, your sister is dating a dude. Now you're dating the dude's sister.
Yeah, I'm dating my good friend's sister.
So what's wrong with this? It's not your in-law.
Well, nobody's married, right?
Yeah. You know what? To answer your question, Kevin, there's nothing wrong with it.
All right, I'm going to keep on going then.
Wait, what's the? Does everybody know?
Oh yeah, everybody knows,
and everyone's cool.
It was just a weird question. I don't know.
No, I'm not. It's not weird. It's not weird at all. Has anyone made it weird?
No. The only thing that made it weird was like before we consummated was like the incest question. I said no, don't worry about it. Hey, let's do this. You know what I mean? But. Yeah. Hey, everybody knows now, and everybody's on board. So.
And you live where again?
Alabama. No, I'm in Rhode Island.
You're in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin. You know what? I have to think about it. I don't think there's an issue here. Skaz, do I even want to ask you? You got no opinion? You know what? You like Alice in Chains. Your sister's dating a dude, and now you're dating the dude's sister.
Hell yeah.
And everything's good, and everyone's happy.
Sister.
Everyone's happy?
Everyone's happy.
All right, then.
All right.
Cheerio.
All right.
We got in or out. Are you in or are you out? We'll do that next here on the Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub. play.
Touchdown.
Your home of the pass. 98.5. The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Patriots gearing up for their game on Sunday in London with the Jaguars. And, well, Fedarian Lowe's not going to play, but a bunch of other guys are. One of them, pick six, Duke. There it is. 14-3 right now. Ramondre Stevenson might play. And baseball, got one game just about to get underway. Yankees, Guardians, first pitch 8:08. Mets leading 12-6 to the Dodgers. Headlines are brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining, Drains by James. Slow drain, clog drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray.
If you've got the app, you've got Toucher and Hardy to wake you up no matter where you are.
Or who may or may not have been to jail.
Get the app. The 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
Because there was no streaming back then.
For you want the first one or for the three together?
Sure, all together.
The first one made $244 million. The franchise made $845
Holy
million.
smoke! That almost made the Rush Hour movies almost made $1 billion. Are you kidding me?
$845 million globally.
I don't want to put you to work, but what did Fast and the Furious make? And now here's the deal: there were there's been Fast 10, right, or something at this point.
Joe, would you like to take a guess at how much the Fast and Furious franchise has grossed?
$1.3 billion.
The franchise, Joe. Every movie.
More?
Way more.
Wow, how much?
The Fast and Furious franchise could buy the Celtics, Joe. They grossed $7 billion.
Jeez. I bow down to Vin Diesel.
Family, right? It's all about family.
It's all about family. I live my life a quarter inch at a time. Quarter mile at a time. Then The Rock came in it. It's because The Rock.
You're going to give The Rock credit for all $7 billion?
John Cena, too. You know who I give credit to? Tyrese. And then the other guy. Yeah. I want to lick you from your head to your toes. What's his name again? Yeah, the guy, the rapper there. Ludacris.
Christopher Bridges.
Oh, is that his name? Remember they were flying in one of them in space?
I didn't get that far,
You didn't
Joe.
get that one?
No,
That one
certainly
was pretty
not.
good.
I think I tapped out after maybe seeing 30 minutes of the first one.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You didn't see, you know who loves the Fast and the Furious?
Oh, Johnny Wallgame, doesn't he?
John Wallach absolutely loves Fast and the Furious. So I'm trying to remember. There was the first one, part 2. And there was the one where, what was that called there? Tokyo Drift. Then there was another one. And then when did Johnny Mock, the quarterback there from Varsity Blues, when did he die?
Oh, Paul Walker?
Paul Walker. Yeah, because remember they raced and then one went his own way and the other went that way?
It was 2013.
Wow. That was over 10 years ago, bro? One day, we'll do it another day, but I'm curious what the highest grossing film was ever. Fast and the Furious, $7 billion, dude?
That's like Avatar or something, made
Oh my
$2
God.
billion.
It's wild. All right. What was the question? Am I in or out on it?
Karate Kid Legends.
I'm in because of Jackie Chan.
All right, Joe, we will head to the world of wrestling. We have quite a few from the world of wrestling, so we'll start with this one. Nick Khan has announced that WWE is set to debut a behind-the-scenes documentary series on Netflix. Joe Murray, are you in or out?
In. Why wouldn't I be? I've watched every one of these things. I watched The Undertaker get surgery and then come back and wrestle. It was awesome. I mean, I still have yet to... Dude, I've been so busy lately. I swear it's football season. Because I told you, once I still have to take 2 weeks of vacation. I don't know when the hell I'm going to do it. I think you do too, by the way. But once the vacation in the summer ends, football season starts August. That thing goes right to February. And then we go straight to the NBA Finals. So from August to what? June? You and I, we're out straight. We get a couple of weeks off. You go to a couple of weddings. I hit up a beach every once in a while. Then we're back at it. What's the question again?
Behind the scenes Netflix WWE documentary.
In.
All right, Joe, we will stick with the world of wrestling. Plans are not 100% certain, but it appears that Cody Rhodes will be facing Kevin Owens at Saturday Night Main Event Special. Joe Murray, are you in or out?
In. Oh, this is good. I don't know if you saw this. So it was off camera. Kevin Owens beat up Cody, but they were buddies. He beat him up, and it was off camera, so it made it look like it was real. I mean, it is real, right? Wrestling's real. It's real to me, damn it. That's going to be a good one. Saturday, and you know who's going to be announcing that match, right? Jesse the Body Ventura. Remember we had this one? He's coming back. That will be the broadcaster. In. Duke up 17-3 for those who care.
All right, Joe, this is something you dropped in Slack earlier today. You're familiar with the Smash Burger, Joe?
I remember the guy that called in the other night with the Smash?
Well, we have a pancake Smash Burger.
Okay.
A gentleman has...
Hang on.
Get out the pen and paper.
It's a pancake Smash Burger.
Yes, so make a couple pancakes, make a burger, put a little syrup in there, some bacon, and then you have yourself a pancake Smash Burger. Joe Murray, are you in or out? So basically eating a burger between two.
The bread is
two
the pancake.
pancakes. Yes.
So burger. So bottom pancake. Is there cheese?
The one I saw did not have cheese, but I'm sure that's up to...
I'll put cheese on it.
Yeah, that's up to your discretion.
Pancake, cheese, bacon, burger, bacon, syrup, pancake. In. I'd fork and knife that thing. Or would you take it down as a burger? This is an interesting situation right there. Have you ever had syrup in a burger?
I've had it not in a burger, but like the McDonald's breakfast sandwich there. They'd have it in like the English
McGriddle?
muffins almost. Yeah, and it's a piece of sausage in the middle, but I mean, similar, I'd say.
Sausage to burger. Different. Sausage patty to burger beef patty? Or the smash burger beef patty? Very close, huh? In. Now, does the syrup go over the pancakes? That's why you got to fork and knife it. Wow. I don't know. No, for real. These guys, put that thing on a plate, right? With syrup, fork and knife, bing, bang, boom, in. That's it. I'm in. Maybe we could put some butter.
Little powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar. I was just about to keep going, bro. We got to get some strawberries on this thing. In.
All right, Joe, here's one I was on the fence about, but with a call we had into the show earlier tonight, I figure why not? The world has become very familiar with OnlyFans over the last year or two. Well, one Rob Van Dam, former wrestler, along with his partner Katie Forbes, have decided they're going to launch their own company, Joe, and it is called Only Wrestlers, a new subscription-based platform designed exclusively for wrestlers and their fans. Joe Murray, are you in or out on Only Wrestlers? I have no idea of what the content is going to be.
Okay.
Could be wrestling content, Joe.
I don't know either. I'm in.
It says it's for wrestlers and their fans. It could just be, paid wrestling.
I know something. Okay.
You know a guy.
All right. Let me rephrase. I have never. I honest to God, guys, I know nothing about OnlyFans. I've never purchased. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to know, so don't email me. Okay. No, that's something I don't want to know.
Might be better than some of the other emails you've gotten.
Yes, I just don't want that. I don't want to know how to do that. How about that? But there are some wrestlers that have made some serious dough on OnlyFans. The biggest one is Mandy Rose. You ever seen? She's nicknamed God's greatest creation.
I'm not familiar, but I'll take your word for it.
She's a former champion. She is not in wrestling anymore because she makes way more money in OnlyFans. So, dude, she could go on national television every week. She's like gorgeous. And the other thing, she's like a bodybuilder too. So she's like a legit, like, beautiful specimen of a person. But she makes so much money on OnlyFans, that's why WWE doesn't want her, because she has to sign a deal where she can't go on there if she's on OnlyFans. There's other wrestlers. What's her name there? There's another girl that had to quit OnlyFans and was the highest grossing one because she wanted to go back to wrestling. Now here's the deal. Is Rob Van Dam going to be someone you could buy? Can I just watch Rob Van Dam smoke weed all day? That would be only wrestlers, right? Only wrestlers would be me watching Rob Van Dam all day, smoking weed and eating. That is cool to me. In. You?
I'm out on this one, Joe.
What if you could watch John Cena all day?
I have
What if you watch The Rock all day?
I watch Peacemaker whenever I want. I see him on the TV once a week.
I can I just tell you right now? I just pulled up my phone, right? In, out, in. What's the deal with that guy in his fire pit? In. We listened our whole way home from dinner, and my wife is losing it. All just literally on a phone. What? Thank you, everybody, for listening tonight. It humbles us to know you're out there. It does. It humbles me. Another in. What are they talking about? I don't know. All right, well, we were waiting on a guest, maybe. I don't know. Depends on the weather, right? What should we do here? Skaz has an announcement. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on
All right, back here at 98.5, the Sports Hub. It's Joe Murray here till 10 o'clock. James Scaramazino is here. We call him Scaz. 1Z, everybody. Scaz for Scaramazino. Scaz. S-C-A-Z. Not Skags. Not Scaz with a K. Scaz, S-C-A-Z. James Scaramazino. I don't call him James. Other people do. Sometimes I have to tell people who like, hey, what should I do? James will answer the phone is what I say. It's the only time I ever talk about Scaz as James. No Jim. We have too many Jims. We have too many Murrays as well. Do we have too many podcasts, Scaz?
Well, Joe, I certainly hope not because pretty lucky, pretty excited for this. But James Stewart, the great producer of the Felger and Maz program, and myself, we're going to be doing a Celtics podcast for the Sports Hub that can be found on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcasts. And we're, we figured what is Mike Felger going to call this podcast, no matter what we name it? The Green Teamers podcast. So yes, James Stewart and myself, we will be doing the 98.5 The Sports Hub Green Teamers podcast once a week. We're planning on kind of doing like a Celtics week in review, week preview heading into every week. We'll probably tape on Sunday nights, try and have it out by Monday morning. 20 to 30 minutes, very digestible, very, very easy. We're just going to kind of run through the Celtics games that week, preview their upcoming games, maybe do a little bit around the NBA, what's going on in the Eastern Conference, what's going on around the league, if, somebody gets hurt, coach fired, stuff like that. But, super excited for this. Obviously, I've been producing Celtics games for the last, 3 to 4 years. I feel super lucky to do that now, to be able to talk about the Celtics on a weekly basis with someone like James Stewart, who, never mind just being great at his job, is also a massive, massive Celtics fan, and not just a Celtics fan, but a massive NBA fan, someone who I know, like myself, has League Pass, is up late at night, watching the league, watching these games. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. It's just a place for us to kind of talk about the Celtics. I don't want to call it a safe space because I'm sure it will be used on other shows when we do give the Celtics their due credit. But yes, just a very excited. Something new. We will be on YouTube. We might try and do a couple live shows as well here and there, so people can look for that. But yeah, wherever you can find your podcast, the 98.5 The Sports Hub Green Teamers podcast with James Stewart and myself, hopefully dropping next Monday with a little season preview, Eastern Conference preview, maybe some season predictions for awards and stuff like that, a little rookie breakdown, Celtics offseason breakdown. So yeah, if you're a big Celtics fan and want to hear some more Celtics talk from two guys that are massive Celtics fans, it's your place to do it. Maybe we'll create like a show Twitter or an email for people to send in some questions and do stuff like that. But right now you're going to get me and Jay Stu breaking down the Celtics for 20 to 30 minutes a week.
So we will have the Green Teamers podcast. GTP?
GTP.
What's it called? Chat what? Chat
GPT.
This will be Chat GTP. I like it. Scaz and Stew. Stew and Scaz.
Very excited.
Two stews cooking.
And I believe one James Stewart will be in the building on Tuesday night. So
I'm sorry, who will be?
James Stewart.
He'll be in the building on Tuesday.
I believe so.
Did he get nice? When are you going to get in on those?
Oh, Joe, yeah, I got somewhere to be.
You already worked the game.
If someone wants to help me out on a Saturday or Sunday.
You know what, though? I might know a guy.
Saturday or Sunday.
Or a gal.
Yeah. But no.
We're great friends with the people over at the Celtics. They let me in the building for Game 5 last year of the championship.
That's right. And then you were kind of almost locked in the building after the game.
That was because of the SWAT team. There was a SWAT team in front of me. I couldn't do anything about it. And then everyone had the equipment, and no one could get to me. So there was the secret door that we ended up letting everybody through, which was great. But yes, the SWAT team was the reason why I could not leave. Because the streets of Boston were filled with people who actually were very controlled, and I really appreciated that. I left at 3:30 in the morning, got home, talked to Andy Wong on the way home. It was a great night. That's a great night. So the Green Teamers podcast.
Yes, I'm sure as the season goes on, we might try and get some guests in there as well, but it's going to be Jay Stu and me to start.
Do you think this is something that will be played on shows?
I am almost hoping for it, Joe. Any publicity is good publicity. And it's not, I don't think we're doing hot takes or anything like that, Joe. We just give the facts and talk about the games from our perspective. Whether people want to warp those perspectives or not, that's not up to me.
Imagine bringing up facts, guys.
It's a novel concept.
Text messages are out of control tonight, guys. Everyone's so pumped for the Green Teamers podcast. Hell yeah, good for you. And Stu. So I used to do a podcast with Stu. It was called Wrestling Inside the Ropes, I think. And we used to record on Sundays after pay-per-views. So the pay-per-view would end. We'd start a podcast and just take right away. Jay Stu, very good at podcasts, I got to tell you.
Oh, yeah, he's excited, which, I'm excited. He's excited. It should be a lot of fun.
You guys did a draft this offseason together.
Yeah. We basically, the idea for this basically just came from every day when I come in, me and Jay Stu talk about the Celtics for 20 straight minutes back here. So we said, why don't we just start recording this?
Hey, listen, I'll say this. We have a great team here at 98.5 The Sports Hub, but how I got on the air, Skaz, was I was a producer. You work behind a board and you're in front of a microphone. Although you have your own duties, you still can talk on that microphone. So I like the fact that you're getting away from behind the board. Go spread those wings a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of funny that we've been on YouTube for, I don't know, Joe, it's a little over a year, maybe around a year, and I will be making my YouTube debut on the Green Teamers podcast.
No comment.
No issue. I think it's exciting.
I think it's awesome, Skaz, that we can finally see what you look like. We could watch the Green Teamers podcast and see you and Stu.
Absolutely. We're going to have a 2-box going, and then I think some weeks we'll have a 3-box.
Do you know I have people ask me what you look like?
Very very normal, very generic.
No, who do you look like? You look like No, it was complimentary. Sometimes you know the dude that was in he was in he was in 10 Things I Hate About You, but he was the dude that dated the dude's sister. Come on, he's in like
our caller from earlier tonight.
No. He was in he was in Batman. He was Robin in Batman. He was the cop.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, him.
I don't know if I would agree with that.
Sometimes I get a Joseph Gordon-Levitt out of Skaz.
That's very complimentary. I'll take that.
I told you it's complimentary. Damn it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. There's someone else though. There's someone else you look like. I'll get to it.
Have you ever had someone in like public say, "Oh, are you related to them or you look like them?"
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you get, Joe?
Who don't I get? I told you when I went to the Bahamas. This couple I was on. So when you're in the Bahamas, they have like this other island you can take a boat to, kind of like a pontoon boat. And this couple's like, "Hey, I don't want to bother you, but you're a rapper, right?" And for a second, I go, "Yeah, we knew you were a rapper." I was like, "Yeah." And then after a while, I go, I'm not a rapper. And then someone thought I was DJ Khaled. I look like I ate DJ Khaled. The other one I got was Dom DeLuise. If I wore like Jim Murray's scally cap. I also get Uncle Phil every once in a while from Fresh Prince. Yes, Skaz, often. The one I don't like, though, is the kid from... Well, I'm not going to say it. You know who I'm talking about. Out. Oh, okay. So Skaz has a new podcast called Green Teamers. Hey, guys, I got a new podcast. What's the name of it? Green Teamers.
That's what it's going to be called no matter what.
You could have called it At the Arc.
Yeah, we were going back and forth on names, and we were like, there's no point. Felger is just going to call it the Green Teamers Podcast, so might as well make it easy for people to find it.
You could have called it 98 for 3.
98 starting 5, I think, was one of the ones that was thrown around. That was thrown around.
Ooh, I like that one. But you know what it would be called? The Green Teamer Pod.
Yeah, no matter what we named it, that's what it was going to be called anyway, so let's lean into it.
I'm leaning into it. All right, congratulations, Cass. He's got a podcast, and you'll be able to see him on YouTube. I don't think... Can we see you right now?
Maybe we'll try a producer 2-box for the next segment.
Okay. Ryan in Malden says, Joe, I love you. Someone said, big pun, Joe. Yes, I've got... Duh! You know who else I get? Fat Joe. Did you see Fat Joe lost 200 pounds?
Not so Fat Joe anymore.
What do you still call him, Fat
Skinny
Joe?
Joe, yeah.
What do you call him, Skinny Joe now?
Believe he was on Ozempic, Joe, is what he said. That was the big key.
That. Good for him. Joey's the best. Does anyone know if this guy looks like Joe Murray? It happens. JP mentioned something about Doc Rivers, number 2. I guess we'll have to...
I think JP wants Doc Rivers on the podcast, is what he was saying.
Oh, that'd be good. You love him. So doesn't Stu. Tom's in Connecticut. Hi, Tom.
Hey, guys, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I got 2 comments, Joe. First, you got to try this. Make a cheeseburger. I'm going on what you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah, cheeseburger,
But
yep.
for the buns, you use 2 Krispy Kreme donuts that you fry like on a griddle a little bit first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What's in the middle again?
And what is it?
What's the meat of choice?
I use just a cheeseburger, but I use like mayo ketchup, tomato, and Krispy Kreme donuts on the outside.
Whew. Man, that's going to be a digestive thing right there.
No, I eat it all the time.
No, but donuts don't take a while for you to digest?
No, nothing. No, you know what I do? I put them on the griddle, and I kind of like almost like press them down and make them like thin them a little bit, and the sugar starts caramelizing, so they become like a little thinner. Really good. And second thing I was going on, you were talking about wrestling, and you were saying wrestling's real. My brother actually wrestled like semi-professional.
Yeah.
And he had a dark match with Bob Hawley once.
Yep, Spark.
And I met him after the match, and he got chopped by Hawley.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely real. He had red welts all over his chest.
The only thing that's not real is it's a storyline.
Yeah, the outcome. Everything's choreographed on who's going to win, but everything else, all the beatings they take are all real.
Yeah, the staples are real. The thumbtacks are real. The chair shots are real. Everything.
Oh yeah, yep. The chopping, everything. My brother got beat up a lot.
Does he still wrestle?
No, he stopped. But he used to wrestle for Chaotic Wrestling up here.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
Yeah, so he wrestled for them for a long time, like 10 years.
Wow. How old is he?
45.
Oh, yeah. So he'll know all the guys I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His name was John Walters. That was his like wrestling name.
So he was a jobber.
No, he was a champion actually.
Whoa! Wait, what was his name again?
Hurricane John Walters.
Hurricane Walters. I like that. Hurricane Walters.
Yeah. You go on YouTube and find him. You'll see his matches. He kind of wrestles like Chris Benoit.
Thank you very much, sir. That might have been the first reference of that man on this show. Still waiting on our guest. If we have one. Might be happening.
Should we take a quick break?
Let's take a break. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
Patriots and Jags this week in London. London. You sound like you're from London. Drake Maye says he's good. Ramondre wants to play. Kadarian Lowe can't. Javon Baker has an illness. The baseball playoffs are still ongoing. All right, back here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. We might have the musings. Who knows? Who knows what we got going on here anymore? I watched 4 Days in October today, guys. I was reminded of a lot of things. If you never watched baseball in your life, and you watched that 4 Days in October, you would think David Ortiz was the greatest baseball player of all time. You know what I completely forgot? Everyone always talks about the Game 7. Maz brought this up to me earlier. Everyone talks about Game 7 and Johnny Damon's Grand Slam. Do people remember that early in the game, Johnny Damon tried to score and was thrown out at the plate with 2 outs? David Ortiz was on deck. Like, why did they send Johnny Damon? When David Ortiz, the hottest hitter on the planet, was coming up. Anyways, they get out of the inning. Next inning, Ortiz leads off and hits a home run. I forgot that Ortiz led things off in Game 7. All we remember is Johnny Damon's Grand Slam. There was a bit there in a game, I want to say it was Game 5, where they're out in the outfield and they're all just kind of stretching before the game. And David Ortiz is like, I literally can't lift my shoulder. Said it. I can't lift my shoulder. But Pedro was on the mound that day. Everyone was on their game. I still watch that and can't believe it, by the way. We know the story. But it should be celebrated 20 years later. And it sucks that the Red Sox aren't where we want them to be. But back then, it was all they wanted and all they cared about was beating the Yankees and winning the championship. You know what the last words of the whole entire thing was? Beating the Yankees, being down 3-0, and advancing was better than winning the World Series. Pedro literally said that. I don't know if I agree with that, but if that was the mentality they needed, bravo. Bravo, sir. It was, I just think about it. The team was Derek Lowe in a Game 7. The bloody sock stuff, however you feel about Curt Schilling, watch it. This dude had a surgery to put a tendon backwards in his foot. And it kept bleeding and pussing out during the game. And he just went out there. Literally put his future at risk. I know people have their feelings about Curt Schilling. He gave it all up for that game. It was 20 years ago. You know what? Some people may suck at life, but could be great at baseball. That's exactly what Curt Schilling was. Got the musings coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
Gallagher and Maz are just his pregame.
They've been getting wholesale deals for years.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
My apartment. I just got dropped off. Didn't want to go inside so that I could have phone service to call you. I'm home for 16 hours to go on my show tomorrow, and then I'm back on the road working for Formula One tomorrow. But I found a really cool roly-poly outside.
Wait, I thought you were going from Amsterdam to London.
I went from London to Amsterdam.
All right. What happened? Tell us. What?
I got offered a ton of money to work for Formula One, so I came back.
Good for you. We all love
Thank
money.
you.
So
I know. So instead of spending a bunch of money, I decided to come back and make some money.
That was smart. You won't regret that. So you were at the London game last week for the Jaguars.
Yes.
I guess it wasn't a great experience, was it?
No, it was the weirdest experience ever, okay? Like, I get that everybody makes jokes that, oh, there's every jersey from every team represented here. No, not just every jersey from every team. It's like random jerseys of people who didn't even have a cup of coffee with that team. It's not like people are out here in Patrick Mahomes jerseys. They're like out here in the most random, obscure player who maybe had like a kick return one time.
What's going on with the Jaguars?
Dude, I went on a Jags radio show earlier today, and I'm really concerned. The only thing that I think gives me hope as a Jags fan is that the Patriots injury report is obviously so all over the place, but they're just a bad team. I think Doug Peterson's a fraud. Trent Baalke sucks. I think I've said since the lines came out on Dan and I's show that I've taken the Patriots in this game, and I still kind of wholeheartedly believe that.
So why are the Jags defense so bad? They're giving up 29 points a game right now.
Secondary's hurt. I get Tyson Campbell's supposed to maybe come back this week. I heard that that's probably going to happen. Dewey Wingard, obviously he's a huge part of that team that they re-signed 2 seasons ago. They've just been injured. And the offensive line, I know that the Patriots are really struggling with that too, but it's just been all over the place, top to bottom. The lack of complementary football, everything. It doesn't matter what the week is. Sometimes the offense plays well and the defense doesn't. Defense doesn't really ever play well. I think, Ryan Nielsen I think Doug's probably next on the chopping block, but if it's not him, it's probably Nielsen. So I just think it's the fact that the locker room's not happy. I mean, when people are fighting on the sidelines, your head coach and your quarterback are fighting. It's just a recipe for disaster, top to bottom.
So what's up with Travis Etienne? And Tank Bigsby's been running the ball pretty well. The Patriots have given up 190 yards in back-to-back games and really 105 straight games. That's what I'm worried about on Sunday. But give us a rundown on on Tank's Tank.
The last couple of weeks, he's really just a completely different player than he was last season. He's kind of that player that I remember watching and, covering his recruitment at Auburn. So I'm really happy for him. I hope it continues. And I think that if, the Jags can really, get some play calling right this week. I know that Doug Peterson's been, taking that over. So hopefully, I don't have to deal with you guys hating on me at work, but we'll see. I really feel like it's a Patriots week.
No, and Kendra Middleton's joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? We've been making the joke all week long. So I'm glad you're very coherent right now and giving excellent takes. So keep going. I'm going to keep this going for a
Am
little
I
bit.
Coherent? I've been traveling for 16 hours.
I know, and I can only imagine what you did in Amsterdam as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, someone pointed this out to me. Hey, I'm doing an interview here. What's going on with Trevor Lawrence?
Oh man, him and Doug hate each other. Like, facts, they hate each other. The fact that they are constantly yelling at each other, screaming at each other, like low key in press conferences. Like, they're not obviously screaming at each other, but I don't know if you saw the Trevor Banks thing. Did you see that? I know that's probably really niche.
Scaz City has.
It's Everbank Stadium. They made it like Trevor Banks.
Yeah, this was kind of the moment that fans started to realize that those two didn't like each other because someone in the media asked Doug how he felt about it, and he said, well, I liked it when it was just Everbank, and then the floodgates really opened. These two just do not like each other, and I don't think so since Trevor Lawrence came into the league, his receivers have led the league in drops pretty much every single season, and since he came in the league, as a cumulative whole, his receivers lead the league in drops. So I think that Trevor obviously isn't the prince that was promised, but I don't think that it's all his fault. And I think that, fans and people who are box score watchers just don't see, and I don't blame people for not watching Jaguars games, right? Like, the Jags are the Jags until they're not, until they prove that they're not. But if that's, how you're watching these games, you probably think it's Trevor's fault, and it's really just not. It's play calling, and it's that his receivers are terrible. Dude, look at they had 4 touchdowns dropped last week.
That's why so I haven't given my pick yet, but I don't feel great about the Patriots this week. But by the way, is the cab guy talking? Am I interrupting you and the cab guy? What's going on there?
Me, I'm outside.
No, but who's talking in the background?
Nobody's talking. I'm outside by myself.
I hear somebody back there.
Literally just me and this roly-poly.
That's why I said I'm doing an interview here. I thought somebody was yelling.
Oh, no, somebody walked up to my building watching TV and dropped some food outside.
Oh. What's in the bag?
I don't know. Hold on, let me walk up to the window.
Sniff it.
I think it's McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's.
You know that smell from anywhere, right?
Foreign McDonald's, so good. Everywhere, consistently. Anywhere I have it in the world, McDonald's, not here, is so good.
What's it like in Amsterdam and London?
So London, they have mozzarella sticks in London, dude.
What?
First of all. Yeah, McDonald's has mozzarella sticks in England.
So if you got chicken nuggets, you'd get mozzarella sticks?
You can get both.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is intense.
I got a double chicken burger yesterday at 4:00 in the morning when I got home from a rave, and I think it was probably the best meal of my life. 1, because I walked 35,000 steps yesterday. 2, I danced for 6 hours, and 3, I didn't eat anything. So maybe that was just, me really needing a double chicken burger, but it was also really good.
So tell me about this burger. What was on it?
So it's what's their burger that has the 2 patties stacked on top of each other? What's the McDonald's one called?
Like the McDouble?
Yeah. So it's like that,
quarter?
but it's it's like a
Big Mac?
McChicken.
Big Mac of chicken.
Yes, but it's like a McChicken.
So you got the Big Mac chicken sandwich.
Yeah, but their sauce too, they don't do ketchup or anything. They do a spicy mayo in a giant tube packet.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you can dip your fry down the tube and it comes out with the sauce on it. You don't have to squeeze it out.
Here's a question. What do you dip the matzo sticks in?
Marinara. Although this is insane, but I did eat mine with ketchup.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. McDonald's has marinara sauce?
Yeah, they do, but I thought that I would put them in ketchup, and honestly, it was really good because McDonald's ketchup is so good.
Me too. I don't want McDonald's marinara.
That's rather Boston elitist of you.
Does that make me an elitist?
I think so.
I mean, you lived in the city. You can just go down the street to get some marinara. Why do you got to get it from McDonald's?
Nah, I'm just going to do ketchup. I'm too lazy. McDonald's, it is what it is.
You know what I might do? I'd get a McFlurry and dip it in that.
Oh, yeah, but Oreo, not M&M. Bump the M&M ones. Those are so bad.
Getting back to the Jags real quick, Kendra, slow starts, does that seem to be a big thing with them? Slow starts, meaning no points early on, and when they don't score early on, teams get ahead and they can't come back?
Yeah, I did a lot of research into this last season, and I don't remember the exact stats now just because it's been a while, but they had the same issue last year. If they couldn't score on an opening drive, they almost never won a game. So I think it's pretty much the same thing this year. Score opening drive and you've got a good chance, but it's got to be a touchdown opening drive, or they can't fight their way back. I don't know what it is. And the defense got them a pick last week, but that was their first pick all season.
I looked this up. 21 games, or since 2021, they have they're 7-15 in 22 of those games when they score 0 points in the first quarter.
Yep. I don't doubt it. Yeah, it's been a continuous issue for them. I really think it all comes down. It's as much as I hate on Trent Baalke, I really don't even think it's a talent thing, other than the fact that Eric Armstead and Gabe Davis have been non-existent for them this year. I think it's more so just the use of the talent that they have. I don't think that either of their coordinators or the head coach utilize what they've got, and it's just absolutely detrimental to this team. So honestly, I'm kind of a Patriots fan this week because I would love if Doug Peterson got fired. I'm gonna say it. I clean house. It's gotta happen. It's gotta be done. You can't have your franchise quarterback and your head coach beefing already.
Who takes over?
You know, I hate to say it, but I would love to bring Robert Saleh home. This defense needs some help. You've got the offense kind of figured out, especially now that you don't have to sign Travis Etienne a long-term extension. Trevor Lawrence is locked up. You've got, Tank Bigsby for a while. You've got the receivers there, especially because Brian Thomas Jr. looks like a real hit real early. This defense needs some help. Bring Robert home.
Are you outside right now?
I am outside.
What's the moon look like?
Ooh, great question. Ooh, very full. She is, okay, she's slaying.
How big?
I think there was a yesterday was like the harvest full moon, so it was like the biggest full moon we'll have all year. So just one little sliver smaller than a full moon.
But it's a big boy.
She is respectfully thick.
Okay. What happened in the Jags pool out there?
It was so much fun. The water was super warm. I probably would have swam the entire time if it weren't raining.
And it's
I would definitely get in the pool again.
And you had no problem, no fear, everything was clean?
No, why would I be scared?
I know, you're from Jacksonville.
Yeah, dude, I swim in pools at Disney World, and you think I'm scared of a pool that 30 people have access to?
What's the weirdest thing that happened on your vacation?
Ooh, I don't know if I can say this on the air, but I'm going to. Scaz, sorry. I was at an underground rave last night, and this 6-foot-tall German woman stacked her breasts on my shoulders.
Just like a resting spot?
Yes, in a crowd of thousands of people. It was like one of the biggest festivals in the world, and this woman just.
I'm curious, but was she facing you, or were you facing the other way?
She was behind me.
And okay, so she was behind you.
And she was trying to push her way through the crowd, got stuck because obviously any kind of rave is like a can of sardines, and she didn't have any breathing room, so she picked those puppies up and put them right on my shoulder, and the guy in front of me and I just started dying laughing. It was absolutely insane.
That is kind of funny. So is this your first radio?
It was so insane.
Yeah, what else? What else? Go ahead. Go. You got all night. We're here all night.
Oh, I've got so many weird stories. Most of them I can't even say on the air.
Is it a myth that Amsterdam, you've seen Harold and Kumar go to Amsterdam and all, and the drink that's out there? Is Amsterdam really the drugs and all that, like everyone says it is?
So I would say the culture about drug use is very relaxed. Oh my God, another crazy thing that happened to me. We went in to buy some truffles from this shop, and this guy was like, have you guys been drinking or smoking weed today? And we were like, oh yeah, we've obviously smoked some weed. He was like, all right, well, I can't sell you mushrooms, but I can sell you Molly or ecstasy. And we were like, whoa, what? That just took such a turn. You won't sell us a natural product, but you'll sell us MDMA or ecstasy. We're all good.
Yeah,
see ya, pizza. What?
I'd be out on that one. Hey, I know you talk to a lot of people. You buying this Drake Maye knee injury thing? Have you heard from anybody?
Yeah, kind of.
What do you got?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything outside of what everybody else has heard, but I mean, with the way the offensive line is, or, whatever, maybe he took a shot. Maybe it's just the fact that he hasn't been playing, a ton. Something's, I don't know. I kind of believe it, though. Yeah, I do.
All right, Kendra, we got a call. Yeah, only one person in town, one reporter, has said he had an MRI. Nobody else has confirmed it. And the Patriots haven't denied it.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes me think it's true.
But wouldn't that be bad for the Patriots, considering he got hurt?
Yeah, but you look at everything that happened with San Francisco earlier this year and not properly reporting injuries, nothing happened to them. So why wouldn't everybody else just start jumping on that train the same way?
Okay. I got a question to ask you. I know you're on tomorrow morning with Dan?
Yep.
Oh, God. You're not waking up, are you?
I mean, I don't have a choice. I'm literally going from the station to the airport.
Right, you'll be up. All right, I got a couple of things for you. Anything on Georgia and Texas that are playing tomorrow?
Yeah, I am I am going with the Horns. They have been, yeah. I'm rocking with Texas tomorrow for sure. Texas all day.
Okay, and the other thing is we got a call tonight where the guy sitting by a fire, and he is dating this girl. Okay, but it's and to rephrase it because he wanted to know if it was the wrong thing, but he's basically dating this girl who's and his sister is dating the dude. So basically, he's dating his sister's boyfriend's sister.
Sister's boyfriend's. Okay.
So yes. So do you? Think
I get it. It's like when twins date each other.
But do you do you think that's okay to do?
I don't like morally, but genetically, I'm like, wouldn't their kids be like siblings?
Oh boy. And actually, I haven't thought about that yet.
Yeah, like morally, I don't think it's an issue because it's not like you're like with, you know what I mean? But like, I'm like genetically that might cause like those kids would be siblings.
But here's the deal: if the brother and sister are dating two different people, does it matter?
No, I don't think so at all.
So that's that. Okay, he called in to ask, and I said no problem. But they would be cousins. They wouldn't be siblings.
Yeah.
They'd be cousins, not siblings.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. No, I think that because their DNA would be so similar. I don't know if that's how that works, right?
Yeah, I don't know either, bro.
Or is that,
I don't know
is that only if it's twins?
Yeah, I don't know now.
God, I don't know if it's the flight or if I'm still high from like 24 hours ago.
I know. And listen, that happens a lot. I'm going to send it to Fred in the morning, guys, and let them figure it out.
Yeah, let's do that. They're not to say that they're smarter than us because that's not true, but they'll definitely get way deeper into it than I ever could at the current moment.
They'll dig into it way more than we would.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's like having another kid do your homework for you. Rocks.
Yeah. So you're home. You're going to sleep for a little bit. You're going to come here in the morning. And then what's going on with F1 this week?
So the race this weekend is in Austin, and F1 Arcade is opening their new location in D.C. tomorrow. They're having like some red carpet watch party, giving out lots of champagne, got lots of fancy people in town. It might be a specific TV network in town. Not sure if I can talk about that yet, but big party down there for the Austin race this weekend.
So the line has gone to 6 for the Jags. So you still like the Pats, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, give me your pick. What's your deal here?
We have Joe Me the Money coming up at 9:35 today, so you have to wait for that, unfortunately.
Okay.
I can tell you off the air, though.
All right. All right. Well, no, I'll tune in. I'm going to walk Jackson and, shower and I'll brush my teeth and stuff. So I will be...
Who was watching Jackson?
My friends, luckily, kind of rock, paper, scissors each other to stay in my apartment and watch my dog. I'm very lucky that he is the man. So one of my buddies just stayed here and watched him.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good teamwork.
Yeah, usually, my girlfriend Sam or my buddy Steve or whoever, everybody loves to stay with Jackson because he rules.
All right, well, you rule for coming on, and I appreciate you doing so because it's Jags week, so we had to hear from you.
Yeah, I want to. I will tell you what I want to say right now over text because it almost just came out of my mouth.
Yeah,
Gaz, I think that I did pretty okay.
I think you did fantastic. So, Kendra Middleton, everyone, she'll be on tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., and then at F1 Arcade, and then she'll be in London, or no?
No. I canceled the rest of my trip. I was supposed to stay for 2 weeks, but this team's so bad, I was like, I might as well come home and make some money.
All right, that makes more sense then. All right, she's Kendra Middleton, everyone. Kendra, thank you so much for joining the show.
I love you guys. See you so soon.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye. It's Kendra, everybody. I'm Joe Murray, and this hour of the Sports Hub was brought to you by Brookline Bank, and the headline that we missed was brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining, Drains by James, Slow Drain, Clog Drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray. We'll try to get back on track after this.
ZFM and HD Boston.
Patriots!
From the opening kickoff to the
back here at 98.5 The Sports Hub. I like when he says Joe's on the flow. That's when we start the segment. And yeah, it's time to go. How do people find this song, guys? I get it. People ask me every week.
This is Rev Run Mind on the Road.
We have like a night show soundtrack. Do you notice that?
Every Friday at 9 or 10 o'clock, depending on when we're off the air. That's become a staple, Joe.
We got that. We have In or Out, Are You In by Incubus.
Your favorite song.
We have Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Yeah.
When he did that, I popped. What else do we have? Oh, we got Here Comes the Money by whoever made it. Shane McMahon's music. Do you think we could, make a Joe Show playlist?
Absolutely.
And then the opening song is the Big Show's theme song.
There's a couple songs mixed in there.
With Black Label Society, Zach Wilde's band. So for those that are... but I feel everyone's always... When that song comes in, everyone's bumping, man. It gets us going. Hey, I didn't see this call. I wish I did earlier, but our accordion friend, Corey, is on the line. Hey, Corey.
I was trying to get in, but you guys are having your own international Jeopardy Joe cul-de-sac. I couldn't get in there.
Yeah, do you believe in the cul-de-sac? Because I think it's more just Felger doesn't want to talk.
I mean, you should keep it going because it is a fun aspect about the whole thing.
Listen, do you know how many people tell me that the Felger-Joe dynamic they love? I get it. But the thing is that I am making points. He doesn't want to hear it.
No, it's kind of great because, of course, as an Italian, we're always, hot-headed and ready to explode. And you just get him going. It's great. You just wind him up.
He gets me going, and then he gets going.
Yeah, it's great. That's great radio. It's great content. And Jimmy just sits in the back clipping things to record to play weeks down the line.
Yeah,
it's great.
Jimmy's throwing gas on a fire.
Yep. It's great. No, what I was calling in because I was just driving after a gig to see some people in Boston, and I had you on. And I hear Kendra go, I got to fly to the United States for a Formula One event. I was, huh? Now, you talk about problems with Felger. My religion is Formula One. Since I was 2 years old, I have never missed a race live, ever. Never missed a race live since I was 2. That is my religion. But I know the drivers. I've been doing music stuff with Red Bull since 2014.
Wow.
I know a lot of those guys. So we should have some kind of a connection here because I could probably get her some insider info that other journalists would not get because I'm not a threat to these guys. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an aerodynamicist. I'm just the accordion guy that goes and does some events for the once in a while.
Send me an email, Joe Murray, one word, at 985thesportshub.com. I'll get you over to Kendra.
Oh, no. You just told everybody your email. Well, Felgo tells everybody his email, so I guess he's safe.
Yeah, I don't want people emailing me, though. Just tweet at me.
Joe, is it Jim? Joe?
It's Jim.
And then
Jim Murray. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Joe. Joe M-U...
R-R-A-Y.
R-R-A-Y, yeah. No, that could be something. Now, the only thing is, it's probably going to be annoying because she's going to be one of these new fans that think they know a lot about Formula One. It's like, no. But that we'll deal with that later.
No, she's like a social butterfly. She loves meeting new people.
Well, it's I mean, Formula One. I wish the sports hub had gotten onto it before 2021 because that was one of the greatest seasons in the history of racing in general. All the racing series around the world. That was just if people wanted fodder and things to talk about every day, there was something that whole season. But unless you're already into it, you would not be into it. Racing coming back, I think it's great.
Can I ask you for a favor?
Yes.
Do you think you could record some sort of accordion theme for the Joe Show at night?
I can do that as one of my troubles. I can do that.
I know you got a lot to do. I know you're a professional. I don't want to if somebody asked me to do something, I'd be like, bro, I get paid for this stuff, so I don't want to put you out of your way.
I do, but I've known you guys for a long time.
But we're going to play it, so we're going to give you.
The only problem is I'm always away for some of the Christmas events that happen. I was in Saudi Arabia last year, of all places.
Wow.
But what kind of what genre do you want me to shoot for?
Just whatever when you think of the Skaz, just tell him to just use his imagination, I would say.
I would say almost like a wrestling theme.
Ooh, okay. Wrestling theme, maybe food themed, you know?
Okay. So some really hard metal.
Maybe some sort of ukulele-ish kind of, you know?
Wait a minute. Wrestling, but ukulele?
Dude,
okay.
Have at it, Hoss.
Okay, that's good. This is going to be very interesting. I just got the new look. Korg just came out with an accordion. We're all stunned in the accordion world around the planet, and I'm their main rep for the Western Hemisphere. So I have the only one with me right now. It's the only one in the Western Hemisphere. So and it's got some new sounds on it, so I can work on recording. It's got some cool electric guitars, and it's got a ukulele, I think, on there. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe do something.
And you can do Glorified G, right?
Oh God, that song is so easy. I could do it asleep, please.
Okay.
And do not get me started on Taylor Swift. Do not get me started.
Why?
Oh my God, please.
I love Taylor Swift.
The 3-chord mistress. Yes, the 3 chords. Yes, I know, 3 chords.
Wait.
Oh boy.
What do you mean 3-chord mistress?
All I care about is the musicianship. I don't care about songwriters. I care about musicians.
Oh,
I care about Art Tatum. I care about Stravinsky.
Did you like Ice Cube?
I don't. Who's Ice? Is he the rapper guy? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
How about Elton John, Billy Corgan? No. You don't like any of those guys?
You have to show.
Jerry Cantrell's my favorite. He writes every single Alice in Chains song.
The only band who to me is worthy of respect is Yes. That's it. There is no other band when you talk bands. That's it. It's only Yes.
You're a music elitist.
Oh, I'm proud. Very proud elitist. We all are. All jazz musicians.
I will tell you this, though. Taylor Swift's very good. I think you should give her a chance.
No. If she doesn't know the difference between a D minor 7 chord and a D flat 6/9 chord. She don't know anything.
She just wants to sing the song.
I don't care.
But I do.
She has ruined, like the Beatles, ruined my industry.
What has she ruined?
She has made it about words and singing, as the Beatles did. They started it, instead of the musicianship.
Yeah, who else is doing anything in the world that's positive? Go ahead. I dare you.
What do you mean? That's positive for what?
She's the most positive person in the world, and you're demeaning her.
Positive? She is telling.
Tell me something else that's positive besides Taylor Swift.
Positive. She is telling young girls how to empower yourself is to be promiscuous and jump around with different guys. And
no. Listen. You know how many promiscuous women there have been in the world? No. Taylor Swift is like the role model for every woman going in the world. You want that or Cardi B? Do we lose him? Oh, he hung up. Did he hear me yell?
Very odd that it's just a very, I don't even know what I want to say, but very bizarre phone call from Corey there.
Oh, I love Corey. Wait a second. Taylor Swift's ruining the industry?
I just think his stance is not one I can get behind at all.
Listen.
You're going to, Joe, the music industry, lead singers, frontman, they known for, being good family men
have you
setting
seen
a good
Mick
example.
Jagger at all recently?
I'm just confused on his moral compass.
I don't know.
There.
Have you seen Dave Grohl recently? Do I need to keep going there? Who cares if they're promiscuous?
It sounds like a you problem, Corey, is what I would say. And Kendra Middleton also not a new F1 fan, so I don't know if Corey's got some stuff he needs to work through himself. But yeah,
what famous person isn't getting around? She's got a damn boyfriend. I'm serious right now. Taylor Swift is the most when I say popular, wouldn't you want her as a role model over anyone else right now?
I don't think Corey would be having that take if it was not.
Did you hang up on
Taylor Swift? Yeah, absolutely. I don't want that absolute.
That was music elitist there.
I just had to mute dump myself there, but
you
yeah,
almost dumped yourself there.
No,
huh?
almost. Just a real elitist.
Have you ever dumped yourself before?
One time it was with Kendra Middleton and Matt McCarthy.
Of course it was.
I was talking about the Winnie the Pooh universe, Joe, and I think I told you this. I I was talking about the Winnie the Pooh universe, and I combined the word poo and universe, and I just don't think it came across exactly as I intended.
I get it.
Yes. So that was the only time.
I didn't know being an accordion player made you John Lennon or Paul McCartney or Mozart.
No, he looks down on the likes of Paul McCartney and John Lennon and Taylor Swift, people that make money, you know.
Hey, listen, Kurt Cobain sucked at the guitar too. You know what? Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
I like people that play like the actual instruments, not ones that play instruments that have other instruments sounds like, manufactured into them. Oh, if we're just talking that we are our likes, Joe, we're just talking about what we like. I like people that actually play the instrument, not ones that have like pre-programmed, other sounds in there. You're not doing anything. You're just hitting a button, aren't you?
And then the voiceover people. The people like the...
Just saying.
We got to do Joe Me the Money, man. I have to tell you that I have gotten more feedback on tonight's show than any other show we've done in a year and a half.
It's been a fun one.
I've had a blast tonight.
I have a blast every night, Joe.
You know what's funny? If you listen to the morning show today, they did this bit on, well, guys, it was on our In or Out segment when you brought up ballpark foods. And whenever you asked me about a food, I always thought about where am I eating it? Can I take it to go? Because it is true, Fred, I do think about what I'm going to eat where I am. Like having tacos, like if we're going on if we're going out drinking, right? I'm probably not going to crush like a steak dinner before we go out. You know what I mean? I might have like a couple of buffalo fingers or something like that. So it is important to me to know where we're going, what we're eating. But today they did the segment on Joe's favorite poop spots or tears when it comes to using the bathroom. It turned way into more than that. And that's the night show in a nutshell. Like, we have the content, but it just goes to layers upon layers. We've gone from what to eat in London to should I not date this person who I date their sister, to Amsterdam, to London again, to F1, to accordion, to Taylor Swift. It's been a night. Joe Me the Money coming up next here on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
What a night. Oregon's up 21-0 at halftime. Maybe we should bet them.
the Absol with Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly.
Zolak and Bertrand get you through the midday. Joe Murray gets you right through the night.
I actually spoke with women today.
On the Sports Hub.
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Spot for a Glock. I took a long overflow, but still got a knock.
Money! Jerry, does that make you feel good just to say that? Say it with me one time, Jerry.
Show you the money.
Oh, no, you can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it what you would mean it, brother. Hey, I got Bob Sugar on the other line. I better hear you say it.
Yeah, no. Show you the money.
Not show you. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money.
That's it, brother, but you got to yell at me.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Jerry.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell.
Show me the money.
Here comes the...
All right, Joe me the money. Yeah, we got bets this weekend. I should let everyone know, go to 985thesportsup.com or wherever you can find podcasts. Myself, Dan Lipschatz, we did 2 podcasts this week, college football and NFL. We talked every single game. We had 11 PPs is what we call them, personal plays. We ring the bell. And we had, I believe, 6 in the NFL. So 17 picks we gave this week. So let's start it off in college football. I don't love taking road favorites, I'll be honest with you. But I can't let this one go. Northwestern won last week. Give me Wisconsin to -7 on the road. Nooner. Ring the bell. Alabama pulls out the win last week. They lose the week before. Now they go to Tennessee, who's ranked 11 in the country and 5-1 on the year. Tennessee off a loss. Now they're at home. Alabama's 3-point favorites. Tennessee struggling to score the football. Alabama's going to play better than they did last week. When these games are like this, give me the better quarterback. The better quarterback is Jalen Milroe. Roll Tide! -3. Georgia versus Texas. Everybody loves Texas. Georgia's defense has struggled. The line was 5.5. The line is now 4.5. If Georgia wins, they will be the number 1 seed going into the college playoff if they can hold on the rest of the way. Give me the Bulldogs! Plus the 4.5. Potentially winning outright in this one. Double ring the bell. In the NFL, I got 2 games for you. Nobody would take this one. That's why I'm going to do it. The Bengals off a win on Sunday Night Football. Travel to Cleveland. Did you know Joe Burrow, 0-3 in his career in Cleveland? Did you know that, guys? Did you know the Browns are 5.5-point underdogs? Did you know that? Do you know I hate betting teams that are 5.5?
I do know that.
Give me the Cleveland Browns plus 5.5. And finally, everyone's going to bet this game, or they're not. But it is the Lions and the Vikings. The Lions off a big win. And we're on a look ahead. But you know what? I like the Vikings. You know why? Better defensive coordinator. Potentially better offensive coordinator. Who is the head coach? I'm going to go Vikings at home minus the 1.5. Ring the bell. So there's the old 5-pack there for Joe. So the Patriots game this weekend. No, we got 20-16 right now. Duke, by the way. Hanging on. Covering by 1 point there, guys. Hanging on. Oh, I got other picks too, but the Chiefs 49ers I'm waiting on a little bit.
That was the one I wanted to ask you about. It's now San Fran -2. I like San Francisco. You mentioned to me earlier tonight which I knew their kicker was questionable, but apparently the 49ers will be without their kicker on Sunday.
Without Moody and the guy they had on the practice squad.
So
they don't have a kicker.
Should I feel less?
Look, here's the deal. The Chiefs are off a bye. Andy Reid's career has been outstanding off a bye, but they've lost 2 years in a row off the bye. They're the only team to ever win a championship and start the year 5-0. This is the spot for the 49ers. I'm going to tell you, I still don't think they're right. I still lean the Chiefs. It's got nothing to do with the Chiefs as an underdog or Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. Going on the road and playing in San Fran, they have been playing. Plus, they have more. I mean, they have rest too, right? At least they got the full bye, the Chiefs, but Chiefs are still dealing with some injuries. I think really the problem for the Chiefs has been Patrick Mahomes. He's been throwing too many interceptions. I've been betting Mahomes an interception every game. As far as the Patriots go, I think Tank Bigsby's going to have a day. The Patriots are preaching that they're going to replace some guys or starters or whatever it is. What I would tell Gerard Mayo if I was Coach Joe, stop the run. Put more guys in the box. Well, if you do that, do you have defenders to cover the top wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers out of the draft? You got Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, and Ingram. And not for nothing, but I think Trevor Lawrence can run a little bit as well. I don't love the number. It's now 6, by the way, for those that are wondering. I don't love the number, but I think the Jags win. I'll also tell you this, guys. Favorites crush in London. They win like 58% of the time. Also, rookie quarterbacks struggle in London, although Caleb Williams won last week. The last rookie before that was Zach Wilson, who lost in London. Rookies struggle in London. And to give you some of the odds, when it comes to Drake Maye, I'm looking at some passing props here. His over-under is 198. He has to go over for them to win. Trevor Lawrence is 234. They think he's going to run on them. On throwing them. There are interception odds. Drake Maye is 130. Lawrence is 135. I think it's capable that both quarterbacks throw an interception. But really, what I'm trying to get a Tank Bigsby line. I'm looking at rushing props right now. I can't find it. I don't see a Tank Bigsby rushing line. And maybe you might see it, Skaz. I don't. But I would take the over. I think he goes over 100 yards. The other thing is both teams struggle out of the gate to score. So I would actually look at the under in the first half. Right now, it's 21.5. Skaz, we can ring the bell on this one. Give me the Jaguars Patriots under 21.5 first half. I just don't think either team scores. I think it's going to be hard. And if the Jags are scoring, they're going to do it by running the football, which will milk the clock and keep the ball out of Drake May's hands. So I think the Jags win. I think there is a potential for the Patriots to cover, though. So at this point, I'm under first half. I think the Jags win the game. Patriots can cover. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, Skaz. Tonight was one of the wildest nights we've had. It's got to be the full moon, right?
Has to be. Always, always, Joe.
Always.
I'm looking now at bettingpros.com.
Yep.
There is no Tank Bigsby rushing yards prop right now, but the consensus line that they have projected, so I don't know what that means, is 40.5. That seems very low.
It's too low, over.
Way too low.
He's going over 100, dude. He's going over 100.
In Indy, so yeah, against Indy, he had 101 rushing yards. His line was 60.5 that week, I believe.
So it should only go up at this point.
Well, last week his current line was 60.5, and he rushed for 24 yards.
Wow. All right. Well, the final hour of the show has been brought to you by Brookline Bank. We know that passion drives excellence, powering us to deliver a better banking experience, because without passion, we'd be just another bank. It's banking well crafted. For